Starting the stream. Hey guys, Geno Squid here. Sorry for the hold up, gentlemen, but I am a man of my word. I promised y'all I would be doing another stream back to back for Nocturnal sweeping, and here I am. Anyways. Okay. I won't be long. Let me just start up the game. Oh hey, Russian Black League. I know it's you that wrote... I know you wrote your name backwards, by the way. I can tell. Oh, I got someone on my inbox. Oh. Okay, this is interesting. That's number 8. Anyways. Nocturnal sweeping. Let us get started. 7.5-15. Happy New Year. How many notes we got? 12. Okay. I don't think we'll be long. Dante, any idea where that leftover cake from yesterday went? No idea. I mean, why would I know? I can't even eat. Darn. Did Donkey already get her paws on him? Rocha rubbed her tired eyes, muttered something about how we should have partied in her room instead, and stumbled to the back door. The New Year's came swiftly to the inhabitants of the bus after the various incidents at the LCE. The sinners all came from different backgrounds and parts of the city, but annual celebration for New Year seemed to be a thread that connected their cultures together. They began floating the idea of a New Year's party and... Excellent! Then permit me the honor of hosting this banquet. With her usual overdramatic boast, coupled with the familiar twinkle in her eyes, Don Quixote declared that there would be indeed a New Year's party, and thus it was decided. Again, after all we went through with the back door and whatnot for the out-of-season Christmas celebration. Ahem. Yet I must insist, for it was but an effort to decorate the bus, the intent quite divorced from the act of celebration. Don Quixote glanced at Sinclair, sheepishly scratching the back of her head. Huh? Oh, don't worry about me, really. Well, 'tis... Ahem. 'Tis true that mine actions had brought thee quite the distress, unintentionally I might add. Thus, I ask thee, wouldst thou not agree that a communal event to mark the occasion might freshen both our spirits and bodies? I can't even begin to imagine her amnesiac self even taking a moment to give a damn about how Sinclair might take it, but I guess with memory came tact. Yeah, no, it's our first New Year's together. It sure is an occasion for a celebration, huh? Gotta hear that bell go ding! So really mark the transition to a new year, right? It seems that we shall be welcoming the first light of the new year in the company of one another. This is indeed a cause for celebration. A bowl of noodles before the last night of the year fades. Classic. Such bubbling enthusiasm from me warmeth mine own heart. Forsooth, the grandiosity of this banquet shall be one for the books. Fireworks most brilliant, enough delicacies to... Charon, when's our next stop? Effie will be running non-stop for 3 days at least. Only dum-dums stop on a fast road. So she says... Virgilius muttered with his usual sardonic edge, one fist under his chin. Hey, for next year's celebration, the banquet shall be prepared here the promised hour. Don Quixote's idea of a grand banquet depressingly fizzled into nothingness, but Oja brought out the cakes and cookies she'd stashed in her room so we could at least hold a small celebration for the New Year's together. After that, we all stayed up together, watched the New Year's first sunrise briefly paint the city in gold, then retired to sleep. When everyone woke up, rubbing their tired eyes, the world outside the bus had completely transformed. So that big-ass cube is... Dear God. I gotta get a closer look at this. Hold on. I gotta get a closer look. Oh, come on. You can stretch. You can stretch harder than that. Come on. So this is the gate. So this is the gates to H-Corp, and oh my God! Compared to Mephistopheles, holy fuck! This thing's massive. Hold on, let me shrink this back to the regular size. Dear God! This is like Kowloon World City, but 100 times, no, 1,000 times worse. Holy! I see the lights. I see the cubes. I see the cutouts for each and every building, every light. Jesus. There was a behemoth of a structure, bizarre in its presence and its walls seemingly made of the gargantuan steel plates. H-Corp. The sinners began to voice their surprise, appropriately so, as what came into view was different from any of the nests we passed by on our journey thus far. Is that massive structure all one building? If that whole thing's the nest, then where the hell's the back streets? That's big enough to cover H-Corp's territory and then some. Well, there he goes again, asking dumb questions without ever taking a peep at the guidebook. That's not the nest. That huge box you see over there, that's District 8. We call it Hongyuan, the vast garden here at H-Corp. The nest lies within the center of the structure and the back streets without. So they squeeze the entire population of this district in there. Do they just not get a ray of sunlight all year round? Well, at least they don't have to work. They won't have to worry about the rain. Pretty, avail me a sight as well. As the sinners began to gather one by one at the other side of the bus, stirred awake from their late night's rest, I felt my gaze drawn toward Hongwu. I looked for signs of concern or distress on his face, worried. It wasn't something unique to Hongwu, but the stories about his past home life that we've heard throughout the year, whether he felt like sharing them, were all consistently and terribly depressing. It's not such a bad place once you actually try living here for a while. But his lips, ever so slightly curled up into a kindly and relaxed smile, are making the same expression as ever. An expression that hasn't changed at all since our first meeting. Maybe it's just a cultural difference, kind of like how Hongwu can be so nonchalant about things that should give most people pause, but actually, no. I'm not helping anyone or anything by entertaining these thoughts. My job at this moment is to keep a close eye on Hongwu, more so than usual. And if the time comes for me to help him as the manager, I'll give it my all. Besides, whoa, this thing's even bigger up close. Fairly, I carry no recollection of a structure so grand, even in past adventures of mine. If my efforts aren't enough, I know I can trust the sinners to lend me a hand. Hey, let me see too. I collected my thoughts and approached the sinners who were flattened against the glass window to get a good view. Jesus Christ, this thing's massive. This is like a million Kowloons stacked back to back. Jesus. Anyways, the duel. Oh, I'd say I'm overdressed. Okay, so next up, I need to either get Heisho Gregor or Maorioshu. Either of those two are extremely powerful compared to the other Heisho I've got. But that's not saying much. Anyways, once we left the bus. Oh, man. Can't believe we had to get off the bus here. We have to make a formal complaint against H-Corp for this crap. What the hell were they thinking? Doing shoddy construction work at the entrance of the highway that leads straight into the nest? Many causes there may be to have such construction projects, yet perhaps an early warning sign or our approach to the site would have been a sensible were it not for young Charon's most valiant drifting. I shudder to even imagine the terrible possibilities. It would have been a most awful end to an adventure. It's no surprise that the sinners all had a piece of their mind to speak. As we drove up to the entryway, we unexpectedly came across a mess of badly put together steel plates blocking our path in the middle of the road. Charon quickly spun the bus around, which meant that everyone ended up getting thrown about like rag dolls. Yeah, I call bullshit. That's sabotage there. That's fucking sabotage. That's not even safe. Good thing there was another road off the highway that leads into the city, right? I bet Charon would have tried to reverse gear all the way back to the last interchange. But it looks like we'll be going through all these winding alleyways to get to the nest. It's so dark in here. We were greeted by a dark street upon disembarking from the bus, illuminated only by the faint strands of light. It was immediately obvious that we found ourselves in the back streets of H-Corp. Looked pretty impressive from the outside, but it's no different from the other back streets inside, eh? Yep, it's a familiar sight, gotta say. It's getting real old. I asked Dee, is the nest of this district shrouded in such darkness as well? No, these particular sites are limited to the back streets of District 8. The back streets of this district weren't very different from the other ones we'd visited in the past. People hurrying through the streets as though they were being chased by something. People scowling and glaring at the ground with some sickness or discomfort. Scenes all too common in every corner of the city. There was one thing about this place that stood out from the other districts, however. They're kind of reminding me of the former G-Corp soldiers back at District 4. What do you mean? You mean those fellas? The growths on their flesh appeared too organic to be prosthetics. Some of them had odd protrusions or nodules bulging from their skin as well. Not at all, Manager Bud. Look, they haven't all mutated in the same pattern, like into an insectoid form, for example. Well, I guess I should commend you for not looking at them through a biased lens. You are observing the aftermath of District 8's distinctive method of treatment. Oh, so this is where the rumors about the bluish healing ointment came from, huh? Apparently, they can cure any flesh wound after just one night dressed in bandages. It seems that certain misconceptions must be addressed. They are the variations of H-Corp singularity, the bolus. The bolus? She is likely referring to medicines brewed and kneaded into bowl-shaped pills. Yeah, I'm aware of the Chinese pills. Instead of solid tablets, they mix a bunch of stuff into a mush, then divide them up into this really fancy in this really fancy but simple wooden tablet. What a rolling pin note too. They roll them up, shrink them up, and divide them up into round pills. I've seen a video once that demonstrated the ancient method that made them, but I don't feel like showing it. Anyways, over and onward. Correct. H-Corp, or the Hongyuan Bioengineering Group, mainly manufactures boluses that contain essences of treatment. The boluses may be taken orally, grounded with water into a paste, and applied directly to the affected area, or dissolved in water, soaked into bandages, and wrapped around the necessary area for treatment. I guess rumors transform as they travel. Oh, I see. I was just thinking about how they do things back at the the K-Corp. The focus of K-Corp's technology is the reversal or recovery of one's conditions. Returning to the original state is the key word in their treatment. It is no rare sight to find unique techniques and technology developed independently by the inhabitants of the backstreets of District 8. Using the manufactured boluses, the treatments are not individually customized for each patient. Instead, their focus is on selecting the appropriate technique from a myriad of choices to address the deficiencies in their statuses. Okay, that took my breath away there. Sorry. Perhaps one could choose the words transformation or evolution as a more illustrative descriptor for their method of treatment. So that's what counts as treated. The crowd Sinclair was pointing at certainly appeared unhurt, as none of them were bleeding or walking with a limp, but many of them appeared dazed, staring blankly at nothing, or scratching absent-mindedly at their mutated parts. He must be the regulars. Unexpectedly, we found our answer not from Faust, not from Ursula, but from Hung Lu. The regulars? Yes, I've heard of them as a child. People who've grown too accustomed to visiting the clinics in search of their mystical treatments. The regulars might appear more intimidating than most people at first glance, but apparently, all the side effects they've been stacking changes them in strange ways. It is highly likely that inter-operation conflicts or issues will arise when applying highly disparate treatment methods to a single body. At least it's a cheaper alternative for people who didn't sign up for the life insurance. You speak of life insurance? Yes, life insurance. There's a special insurance option to bring the client back to life upon the event of their death. So the irony isn't lost on me, but I thought resurrecting people was one of the head's taboos. The head does not consider the revival of via life insurance to be a violation of their non-resurrection taboo. It is likely that, on a technical level, this revival is actually categorized as brain resuscitation as opposed to a full resurrection. Degradation of its functions considered, of course. Another fatal downside to this technology is that, unlike the manager's clock winding, the subject cannot be brought back if their brain is destroyed. Also, there is a risk of significant losses in the process of information transference. Losses, huh? So maybe some of their mutations could be more than just the side effects of these treatments. Maybe. But I heard it takes more than 1 or 2 revivals to change that much. And since apparently people in the backstreets could never even dream of paying consistent insurance renewal rates, so after all, who would sign up for insurance if using its services could reduce them to such pitiful states? Yeah, they appear pathetic and pitiful to you rich bastards, don't they? You'll soon be in the same boat as them, so save some pity for yourself. My brother in Christ, you look like the most generic ass fucking Chinese person I've ever seen. I'm part Chinese, but still. You look like something that came out of a fucking comic book. And that's saying a lot. Identify yourself. The stranger's voice cut through our discussion like a foreign instrument. We turned around to find a large group of people who were clearly up to no good. You must be the young master of that high and mighty Jia family, eh? I can tell just by looking at your pretty face. Your friend, Tong Lu? No, I haven't had much chance to get acquainted with people from the backstreets, so nope, I've never met them before. Of course you haven't. Too busy living large playing gods in a whole different world from us plebs, huh? Not that it matters. We're just here to take that thing you brought here for the submission to the family hierarchy evaluation. The what evaluation? Okay, there's clearly been a misunderstanding. There's quite a lot of them. We're not off to a great start here, huh? Man. Actually, no. It'd be a violation of our office's core values to jump them like we're some common thugs. I, Shan San, third son of the Triax office, challenge Jia Bao Yu of the Jia family to a duel. Our wager, well, that will be that the winner can take anything they want from the loser. Wait, what do you mean by a duel? Okay, hold on. I remembered something here. It's time to duel! You come. If anyone's watching, hopefully they got the reference. Okay. Give me a minute. Gotta warm up my vocal cords. I've heard tale of the duels of the honorable fixers of the Sing Association Eastern Branch announce their intent to duel by stating their affiliation and name instead of casting their gauntlets. And the pamphlet that young Ishmael had presented before me earlier presented the truth that the Triax office is indeed an office of the East, though they are indeed of a lesser quality. It is a true, genuine, accurate declaration of a duel that we behold. So it's just a fancy way of saying 1v1 me. Let's go, innit? I like that Heathcliff has gamer lingo here, because seriously, this is gamer lingo right here. God damn. I mean, this guy doesn't look too tough. What do you think, Faust? Agreed. This individual does not seem to possess any particularly exceptional skill that may pose difficulties for Hongwu. I think it's going to be okay. I'll be back in a minute, Dante. You sure this is okay? I don't think you're going to lose against him, but, you know, just in case. No worries. I have some childhood experience with duels myself. I've done about 10 of them, I think. Ha! So the rich boy's dabbled in some duels, has he? I think you misunderstand. I meant to say that I've done about 10 of them a day. Oh, but grandmother sometimes let me skip them, so it might have been slightly fewer than that on some days. What? I, Hongwu of Limbus Company. No. I, Bao Yu of the Jia family, accept this duel. Hongwu stepped forward confidently as the opponent was processing what he just heard. I'm sorry, 10 duels a day. So, you're telling me that Hongwu has been practicing with that Dao, which is probably his main weapon of choice, for thousands of times, thousands of duels. Certainly, there might have been other weapons, but I'm pretty sure that Dao's his only option. Oh dear. Oh, poor fucking S.B.A.P. The golden bow is the only thing that's saving his ass, by the way. Too bad we're a little too strong for this kid. This little man. For a moment, Hongwu stood there in a stance that did not express even a hint of aggression, before curiously cocking his head to the side. Sorry, are we waiting for something? Oh, so I always let the opponent get the first two moves in duels. Please don't hesitate. Let me, you little... Your cocky pride shall be your downfall! The man who introduced himself as Shan-san leaped toward Hongwu, then, after about a minute... How's this happening? Unlike Shan-san, who was throwing punches and swings with boiling hot passion, Hongwu was effortlessly gliding between his opponent's strikes like he was out on a picnic. As though this was but a leisurely stroll through a garden. Whenever Shan-san threw a powerful punch, Hongwu redirected it to the side with ease, the fist only grazing his clothes. We were mesmerized by the feathery white movements of his hands and feet that effortlessly glided through the air, until after one blink and you'll miss it moment, we realized that Shan-san was already face down on the ground, defeated. Huh? Young Hongwu, has thou been concealing thy full strength in our presence? Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I always put my own to every fight. Yet to defeat this foe so soundly, to dance with such grace in between his strikes it's what as thou though were doing someone whose skill may only measure against a child's. But most of our fights happen in environments with a lot of variables, and we usually fight against enemies with all kinds of unexpected weapons and powers. You read him. Already familiar with that fool's moves? Oh yes. One of my B.Wu instructors used similar techniques as this gentleman here. This man knows how to play the B.Wu. Oh, goddamn. Practice makes perfect, and perfection makes an expert, right? Right, but I'm not sure if that's entirely relevant here. Well, anyways, looks to me that he soundly kicked your behind in this duel. What a screw, why don't you? And preferably not do the thing I think you're about to do. This duel wasn't overseen by a notary office anyway, and our employer's not gonna let this slide if we just leave. Huh? Don't just sit there! Move your asses and jump them! Pathetic. I can kind of see how we're becoming experts at getting jumped. With the bitter cry of the defeated, his gang rushed toward us. Oh, that's it. Oh, you poor sap. You fool! I have outsmarted your outsmarting. Ooh.
고작 터뜨려주지.
Take it home. Okay, that's 2 out of 3. Oh, hi, Brick. Nice of you to make it. We're just starting the Intervallo.
놀랐어?
You never expected who will be coming back in this Intervallo. I may have seen a few videos, but I wanted to go through this myself because I wanted to give my actual honest-to-God reaction here. Just saying. Anyways, that was pretty good. This really isn't a great start, fellas. It's never easy, isn't it? Hey, at least we got a nice warm-up. It wasn't all bad. I don't know. This seems more serious than our usual street brawls. Ishmael's right. They weren't your everyday thugs who pick fights with random people for no good reason. They were contracted by someone to specifically target and eliminate Hongyuan. And given how open they were about their intent, calling it a contract, it doesn't seem like whoever gave the contract was exactly going for subtlety. Then maybe this is what Joshi Chun was talking about way back when she mentioned surviving as heirs. Whoever's behind this must have a bone to pick with Hongyuan. Indeed, it seems that we must expect more skirmishes like this going forward. Alas, was this trial not readily overcome? Oh yeah, I saw the new trailer. Yeah, I saw the new trailer for the new Warp Train. I know I'm gonna enjoy my fat stimulus check. Besides, I've already done Warp Train already. How bad is hard gonna be? I already did time killing time. Or actually, I don't think I did time killing time now, did I? But anyways, I've been able to replay the Intervallos on hard, so I think I'm good. Either way, not on the point. Think on it a little more. Seems like they're assuming that Hongyuan's brought something here in order to participate in that family hierarchy evaluation. Then there's no reason to assume that we've seen the last of them. They're going to try again to take out the competition. A highly accurate assessment of the situation by the executive manager. I expected no less from someone of your genius. Going for the classics of brown-nosing today, Otis. Since when was it brown-nosing to compliment for a job well done? Do you not expect? This inane conversation is most riveting, but I would prefer some silence while we wait. It seems that the company foresaw such difficulties. They've sent you a support team to help handle this issue. We heard voices were coming from behind us from where Virgilius pointed. My, you guys still haven't learned how to stick to the plan, have you? It really threw me off when I was told to meet you in some backstreet location away from our agreed rendezvous point. A familiar voice, a voice we could not forget. Been a while, everyone. Sound Pilot! Hey! Hi, I'm here too. Nice seeing you again, gentlemen. We turned around to follow where the voice was coming from and recognized the two people we've been hoping to see again. Hey, the gang's back. Well, minus Effie, but who cares? Anyway. Hey!
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면
Sound? And hey, Pilot, right? What's wrong? It's like you're all looking at a ghost. Pilot, don't tell me that you shared my news with them the last time. I did. I sure did, ma'am. Oh yeah, he did. The sinners each recovered from the initial shock of seeing them again, and soon their faces began to bloom with relieved smiles. Well, good to see that things haven't changed much around here. Sound, we're so glad to see you're okay. TikTok to you too. Good to see your gears are turning just fine. Stout smiled with a familiar grin. She did not seem to have changed much since the last time we met, save for a few minor differences. Her outfit and her badge, for example. Last I recalled, you were promoted, yes? Allow me to congratulate you. Yeah. Or the hints of melancholy hanging from her smile and the flickering in her eyes. Hey, I am merely congratulating her on her promotion and offering a recognition of her excellent accomplishments. I don't see what your problem is here. But we all know the meaning that promotion carries. Indeed, and it is very profound. After all, what meaning is there to a promotion attained without spilling some blood? You're a real piece of work. Let me ask you something then. Everyone behaves like you do around her, tiptoeing around the facts, keeping it hush-hush about what happened. When's she gonna get the bare minimum of the recognition and the consolation she deserves? Hush-hush would have been nice. I've even overheard some of them whisper that I let my partner die just so I can snag a promotion. So, in that regard, I appreciate that, Otis. Yeah, people are still talking shit about her and Effie? Fuck! They were thick as thieves. You can't just say that shit. Jeez. Come on, give me their names. Give me their names. I want to run up on them. Give me their fucking names! If we're being technical, I did die, except my brain was intact. Not even K-Corp's regenerative ampules could have revived me if it wasn't. Then Effie also... Apparently, they weren't right for Effie's head when they stabbed him with a prosthetic. According to the coroner's autopsy. K-Corp ampules, life insurance, neither of them can revive someone with a damaged brain. It is what it is. Anyways, let's not dwell on the depressing stuff. We're here for work, so let's get some work done. So let's talk about work, okay, Pilot? Yes, ma'am. Well, let's see here. Coincidentally, I happened to make friends with a fella who has ties to the job family, so I brought him over. When the music stops, expect everything to go out the window. Pilot, you naive little boy. You fool. You moron. Idiot! Apparently the fucking middle, the hook, pirates, and the whale did nothing! Oh well. I guess he has a lot to learn. This is the same guy who lost his team back at the Great Lake, by the way. Hey, is that everything? Yes, sir. Briefing over. Just as everyone was reeling in stunned silence at the least informative, least helpful briefing we've ever had the displeasure of sitting through, Ishmael was the first to catch herself. She looked up at Saud. Saud, can we rely on you for some elaboration here? The briefing was a good demonstration of the necessity of educating... the briefing was a good demonstration of the necessity of educating the 5 W's and 1 H principle. Looks like we'll have a lot to discuss once we get back, Pilot. Did I do something wrong? Oh, you sweet summer child. Shh, Pilot, buddy, just stop. You're digging yourself a deeper hole with every word. Gregor quickly leaned in to warn Pilot, but it was likely too late. A nigh unnoticeable crease had already formed between Saud's brows. Prior to this commencing this high-priority operation, it was necessary for us to find individuals with connections to H-Corp. So we, as the preliminary observation unit, were put to the task. And we managed to establish a connection with an individual. Ooh, someone from my family? No, we tried, but your family proved to be a rather difficult nut to crack. However, as we were wasting our precious time with all of our leads, Pilot pursued an unconventional method to establish this connection. I really didn't hold back on compliments then, and this is how you... Our collaborator is a former employee of the Jia family. After leaving the family, he now runs a lodging business. Then it is likely that he is far removed from the family politics. Less motivation for him to attack us due to conflicting interests. Yes, and according to Pilot's report, he still regards the Jia family positively. How can I not, considering the blessings they have given me? Hi! As unfamiliar voice butted into the conversation, as though to continue South's explanations. Yeah, this guy's sus. This guy is sus. He's sus. Nothing seems right about this man. He is the most inconspicuous looking man. He looks like me, but less ugly. I humbly present myself before the fellowship of young Master Bao Yu. Please, call me King Tao. He greeted us in the most polite fashion before bringing his hands together in an odd motion. Oh, is this how people greet each other here? Yep, it's called the Baoquan gesture, bringing fist and palm together to express respect and peace toward the receiver. Aha! Knights greet one another by shaking their hands for the self-same purpose. Forsooth, thou art indeed one possessed of a chivalrous spirit. Ah, indeed. Much did I worry about the qualities of people young master has surrounded himself with, but I see that he is in the company of those wise in the ways of the West. Okay, yeah, he's sus. He is sus. He's full of shit. That look. Something's wrong with it. I prostrate myself before the vast breadth of your knowledge. What grand generosity it is to open ajar the waterways of wisdom to quench my barren lands. Yeah, he's talking too much. He's talking too much. Something feels familiar about this. Nah, she's been getting less and less verbose with boot looking these days. Not like this guy for sure. That's true. He's kind of like, how should I put this? A bit much. What are you guys talking about? Communicating only by the sound of a ticking clock. This is something I had already known ahead of time, yet... Oh, come on! They're not even trying to hide it! They're not even trying to fucking hide it! What the hell, man? Jesus Christ, if I were to play a game of Spy the Rat, he's right there! Let me to compose myself. Allow me to compose myself. It is hard to not control myself when looking at people like this. Give me a minute to gather my thoughts before I say something I am going to regret saying. Anyways, what a most curious exchange to behold in person. Brief this journey may be, yet I shall find myself thoroughly entertained in its entirety. Maybe it's a subtle sprinkle of disrespect that reminds you of the usual flavor. Wait, is this about me? You dare! Ahem. Was all that bootlicking she did supposed to be a source of pride for her or something? Otis shook her head with clear distaste and strode toward me. We are nothing alike, Executive Manager! Never have I once said such empty flattery in your presence, filled with nothing but hot air and superlatives. I leave the guidance of these back streets to him. Well, looks like this is where... Stout fell silent, her eyes lingering on Virgilius, who stood somewhat apart from the rest of us. So I finally get to meet the Red Gaze in the flesh. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. Effie would have loved to be here. But manager... Virgilia seemed to sense her lingering gaze and walked toward us after nodding slightly in her direction. Manager Soud, let's not make this any longer than it has to be. I'm not happy to be helping you with your businesses. I'd much rather put this behind me as soon as possible. Oh, please. It's our historic first collaborative operation, isn't it? Can't you spare a little more time with us? The guide bud's actually doing something? That guy? Yes, unfortunately, the LCC has our own business to take care of today, so I won't be accompanying the LCB this time, and the Red Gaze will be helping us out to get it done. Taking Meffy there, vroom vroom. Maybe it's not that unfortunate, now that I think about it. I feel like every mission with the LCB's always been an uphill battle to get anything done. Well, you see, back then we were... just messing with you. I'm sure we'll have another chance to work together again. Boss, we don't got that much time. Wait, before you go, I think it was really so darn pathetic. Yeah, you were really a sad cat, knowing that, I don't know. Let's start with the fact that your squad stayed. And you're the only survivor. Funny. Imagine that. Pilot, competence is shown through action, not words. Stout and Pilot gave us a light nod before following Virgilius. Some sinners opened their mouths to speak, hesitated, then closed them again. We let them go without a word. Perhaps we didn't know what we could say to not make this an awkward farewell. Very well, please, this way. Or maybe we were simply mindful of the guy who was responsible for the quality of our stay. Yeah, Qingdao is sus as hell. Well, I'd say we're over-prepared. Level 45s. Don't mind if I do.
필도 출진.
Deep resentment ought to be washed away. When the far one comes betwixt the burnt roars, shall a star fall astray. Are you sure we're going the right way? I don't like the sound of these weird songs. The main streets are most likely teeming with those seeking to bring harm to the young master. We must venture an alternative path. And like he said, there weren't any skirmishes once we made it deeper into the dark alleyways. The lack of foot traffic would normally be pretty unsettling, but I guess that's what we need at this moment. As for the song, it's a song that's become rather popular in the back streets in the recent months. The lyrics are pretty ominous for a popular song. It's a song that spread through the word of mouth. It sings of how the annihilated Kong family... This is not the place to discuss such matters. I will share the tale in a more appropriate setting later, should we come across it. Didn't know there was a song like that. Is this the first time you've heard of it too, Hongyuan? He's a posh kid from a posh family. I doubt he's ever set his precious feet in the back streets, so it's no wonder he's never heard of anything like it. I've been to the back streets before, but Heathcliff isn't wrong. I did spend most of my time in my room. That is precisely because you were the most treasured one of them all, young master. Much like how the jade of the great word is to be cherished, prized, and hidden in the deepest depth of one's coffers where none shall reach. I'm like him? To a lesser degree, particularly as of late. So that guy used to work for the Jia family, huh? Do you know him, Honglu? Young master, is there something on my face? Honglu stopped himself as though a thought flashed into his head and glanced quietly in my direction. Then, it's nothing. Shall we continue walking down this road? Indeed, humble as I may be, I am very well versed in the roads of this area. Hongwu shook his head at me as he casually changed the subject. It was as though he was trying to hide something we know from Qingdao. Should we be suspicious of something? He is a collaborator, but only a temporary one. A degree of caution would be advisable. Given Pilot's clear experience and naivete, we would do well to remain suspicious of this character. Faust and Otis approached me as Hongwu was nodding along and chatting amicably with our guide. Well, looking back at our journey so far, I think we learned our lesson about blindly trusting every collaborator we come across. With this growing mistrust in mind, I slowly made my distance from the guide before asking Faust a burning question. So what was that about back there with Virgilius? Something about him going off to help them out? The consequences of his actions at Wuthering Heights. Oh, his actions were a violation of one of the most important terms in his contract with the company. He is simply taking responsibility for the breach of contract. I think back to the incident at the manor. It feels like such a long time ago now. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. He really helped us out of a pickle. What? That's what they're dragging him away for? Is there a problem, honored guests? It's nothing at all. No problemo. Right, Ryoshu? S, you idiot. Result, can you carry heat for a deadbeat? For a little bit. He's dead tired. It will be done. Heathcliff punched in the gut by the hilt of Yoshi's sword, fell forward right onto Mersault's welcoming shoulder. Rocha, you're not the kind of person I hate the most. The kind of dope people who can't read the room. Don't you feel the same way, Dante? Yep. I nodded enthusiastically as something seemed to imply that she wasn't really asking me a question. I don't think she was about to punch my lights out, but Rochan and Ryoshi judged correctly this time. Classified company information must not be discussed in the presence of an outsider. Reminds me of the time he got knocked out cold for a while because he kept asking questions without raising his hands. This guy just doesn't learn, huh? He successfully preserved the secrecy of classified information without spilling blood. I applaud this policy. I did good, didn't I? I'm just not a fan of how they're treating Heathcliff like dirt now. If it is no problemo, as you say, then that is well indeed. Yet I worry that it appears that the problem has found us anyway. I stopped and looked around, realizing that we were surrounded by a group of people wielding various weapons in their hands. What happened to finding us a safer path? It is likely that my guidance has indeed given us a much safer path away from the more obvious skirmishes. However, to my great regret, it appears that more of the observant of our enemies have tracked us here. Damn it, then what are you even here for? Isn't it your job to prevent this exact scenario? Let's leave the finger pointing for later. We're gonna have to take them all down. They must not be allowed to disseminate their current location. Exactly. Where are you swinging off to, Mr. Qingdao? I must regrettably and humbly say that my talents in war are terribly lacking, so I intend to become scarce for a moment. Yet, I have the utmost faith in the strength of our young master and honored guest in overcoming these adversities, so... Okay, before we begin, Rick, I'm going to set this straight. Ryoshu hates the ring. It's been made obvious as far back as Kanto 6. She hates the ring. Not because of their art, it's more so how they approach it. Last I checked, she hates the tamed environment the ring approaches. She prefers the unadulterated stuff. The stuff that requires no control, only creativity, through blood, viscera, and guts. She would not be welcome in the ring. Qingdao was already standing so far away from the front lines that it was practically hiding behind me. Faust, anything you can tell us about these enemies? No, but a consultation with the Geshel shaft seems unnecessary if we are to determine whether negotiating with them is an option. They're coming. Mersault, wake Heathcliff up and set him down. It will be done. Yeah, but a ring ID would be cool. Yeah, I'd say that's dependent.
Limbus company の皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです。
Let's get started.
敵に対して大きな打撃を与えました。
Hey, first stacker.
エリー リートオペレーター並みの腕前です。
Okay, those are some nice swords.
날개를 펼치고 시비스에게 발톱을 걸어. 이 앞에 숨쉬는 자 누구에게 보내지 마라.
Mirror this right and Corp, but we've been N Corp Mirror. Then there's A.B.A.P Mail and N Corp Sinclair.
도련네.
Yeah, but that was more so. I think those are obviously different things.
알겠지만
오야. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
써주마.
There is no way we don't see the ring in her kanto. Yeah, maybe sometime within Kanto 10. I don't know.
変化が
날개를 펼치고 발톱을 걸어. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나. 뭐라 너자 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이라. 다음은 어디로?
Alright, 10 is Muir, right is 9 is your. Right, sorry, I got it mixed up. Sorry. I've been seeing way too many more salt content lately. Forgive me.
정신 못 차릴 거야. 敵は深手を負っています。
Yeah, but either way, Kanto with Kanto 9 in the horizon, I wonder how this will go. I'd say the index are the least chance to appear in Ryoshu's Kantos. Oh, I don't know. Maybe a Walpurgis or two later, we might get a ring. We might get an index ID.
묘야. 길을 열어. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나. 혈압도 바로. 뭐야?
敵は深手を負っています。 고작 터뜨려주지.
Okay, that's victory. Also, the index is probably too strong for the sinners to take on right now. Okay, you might have a fair point. I did see some bit of Yan from library, from LOR. He's obviously nothing to sneeze at if he carries a large ass sword. Everyone's carrying average size stuff, but Yan, large ass sword. I'd say the rest of the index is probably a problem. Anyways, hostiles in the immediate vicinity have been eliminated. Our collaborator, who had been hiding far from the battle, quickly ran up to our side as soon as the fight ended. Are you unhurt, young master? Yep, I'm totally fine. Of course, our honored guest's martial skills were all exceptionally brilliant, but young master, your light was the brightest even among the incandescent. This humble servant could not hold back his tears at this wondrous sight. To witness such excellent martial arts from none other than the young master himself. What an unexpected surprise. But don't the children of the Jia family undergo all kinds of strict training regimens from childhood? It was simply my assumption that young master had ceased his trainings once he departed the family. Anyways, how do you think they tracked us down anyway? The Emperor brought Proxylite or messenger of the index, I can't remember. Okay. About that, it appears that we weren't exactly tracked down. Perhaps it may be the ilk who work in these parts of the back streets. Recognize the young master's venerable countenance. I don't think my face is that well known. The family hierarchy evaluations are nigh. Every soul living in Hongyuan must know the face of the young master is loved by every elder of the family. It must be that they are under the assumption that you are carrying something of great value. Family hierarchy. Didn't Jaji Chun say something about heirs back then? They all assumed wrong then. I didn't bring anything precious that the elders might be looking for. Young master, even now? I just couldn't care less about it, that's all. Besides, many of my siblings are much better fit to be the family hierarch than I am. That's... well, that is indeed a relief. A relief, is it? Ah, well, but of course. It is a highly dangerous endeavor to partake in the hierarch evaluation, so it is of great relief to know that the young master is not putting himself in unnecessary danger. I guess that could be relief, sort of. Phew, now that we took them all down, there shouldn't be any more on the way, right? Greg, can we not jinx ourselves for 1 second? Why are you laughing, Yoshu? Now I'm worried. Please do not concern yourselves any further. We will take a more clandestine path. I guarantee a safe and easy passage to our destination. I still have a hard time buying that, though, if this place would constitute the perfect place to set up an ambush in most places. Yet you claim this to be the safer path? Yet I must ask you to place your faith in this humble servant, for Hongyuan is not like most places. Fine, for now. Otis shut her eyes for a moment, out of her thoughts, and then turned to look at Ishmael. Hey, Ishmael, you must have a pamphlet of this place handy, don't you? No way, you're actually going to read it. Why else would I ask? No, I mean, how could I not be caught off guard after a while, after almost a whole year of getting brushed off by everyone every time I plead with them to read the damn pamphlets? Like hell, did no one think to? I will find my own intel if you're just going to ramble on and on with your grievances. Okay, fine, here it is. Otis opened the pamphlet and began intently glaring at its text as though she didn't want to miss even the smallest detail of information in there. Suspicion clear on her knitted brows. Okay, I gotta take a quick break for a sec. I need to go to the toilet. I'll be right back.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Okay, sorry for the hold up, guys. I'm back. I desperately needed to go to the toilet just now, but I'm back, and I'm ready. And I'm ready to continue. The Kazan.
내 명을 들은 시비수 결집이다.
We were on a desperate run, all the while fighting off hordes upon hordes of enemies. Oi! What happened to safe and easy passage? Explain this shit! It appears that the young master's radiant countenance was made known. I thought we were finding a more clandestine passage. How come we're getting jumped by even more enemies? As they have said, the young master's radiant. At least try to give a little variation to your excuses. I cannot so easily say that he is being untruthful, given the disjointed allegiance of the enemies attacking us. Altus played with the pamphlet in their hand, clearly frustrated but unable to establish anything concrete. For people without clear allegiance to attack a member of the Jia family. Looks like everyone in the back streets has been getting pretty plucky while I was away. Back then, I couldn't even catch a glimpse of their faces. They'd all be on their hands and knees whenever we walked past. Oh, what a wonderful change! Oh, I shoved that wonderful change up your ass, you buddy wound! How much longer till we get there? My Kijan is near. Calm your worries. Our guide seems oddly calmer now than he did at the beginning of this journey. Did he really get numb to all that violence that fast, or... Speaking of which, what's a Kijan? It is a term commonly used to refer to taverns, inns, or equivalent places of lodging in this region. Lodging like a hotel? It's gonna be pretty fancy then, huh? Do they serve like complimentary snacks and drinks like the warp train? Not sure about that, but it seems like Kijans also serve alcohol and food alongside their lodging services. Maybe we can get a meal in there. And phew, hopefully we won't be attacked like this. Residential non-aggression taboo. Any mutual acts of violence inside the residential building is, within this particular area in Fort Hongyuan, a taboo. A taboo we may rest easy within then. I saw Faust's eyebrows slightly twitch as though she had just heard the most ridiculous thing. But I guess I'll ask her about it later. You, man, if it's for some kind of family hierarchy or family head selection contest, why couldn't they save all this fighting until then? Because it would be too late. Wait, how? Every hierarch candidate must have brought incredibly precious treasures with them. It would be nice if they believed that their own treasure is the most precious of them all, but everyone's going to try to take the others just to be sure. I see. Just in case someone else brought something even better than their own. And might as well kill them too for the sake of convenience. Is that how the folks in your family think? What kind of line of thinking is that? But other families didn't seem too different from mine. Damn. Deepest apologies for intruding upon this most enthralling conversation. However, we may be inviting even further trouble by dallying here. With that, the guide pulled out a watch to check the time. It will be nighttime soon. Alright, give me a minute, Brick. I'll be with you shortly. Okay, cutting up and up and up. Business as usual.
이거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만. 주진의 미나산의 상태に何か変化が.
말로 받았다. 저 해충들을 도려내는 놈과 물론고 오야 길을 열어. 진짜 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나. ろ。
敵は深手を負っています。
12명. 이야 바람 불어오는 대로 재빨리 봐라. 오지 마라. 물론고 꺾고 제쳐라. 뭐라며 고작 이 정도 경우에 따라나.
좀 치시네. 敵は深手を負っています。
불가 위야
바람 불어오는 대로
마감해서 이제
재빨리 봐라.
틈틈 바로 이제 깨우치시게.
마음 놓고 열어젖히고 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
Anyways, Gale, Brick, I'm gonna check the inbox. I think I might have picked it up already, but anyways, Qingtao. Now, here we are. It's just the place. After running through alleyway after alleyway, after turning corner after corner, we finally came across the sight of several small buildings tightly built next to one another. At the center of them was a building lit with red lamps, adorned with a door plate with complicated-looking letters scribbled all over it. This is shoddier than I expected. Hey, isn't this place a bit too trashy to house your precious young master? That is not our building. We followed Qingtao's finger and arrived at a small warehouse of sorts, its exterior painted in black. That looks even smaller than even Mephistopheles. Can we all even fit in there? Hey, that place looks trashy as heck, even for us, let alone for your young master. This is the nearest Kajan we can afford to stay in, at least among the ones that I manage. Yet its location in the back streets heavily limits the level of decency it can afford. My deepest and sincerest apologies, young master. Don't worry, we can't always sleep in decent places. It looks just fine for an overnight stay to me. Are you nuts? Can that thing even fit all of us in there? Much did I wish to guide the honored guests to the family's mansion in the central zone. However, the time... Oh, the sweeping wave. Doesn't that start at 3:13 in the morning? I feel like we've got plenty of time to get there. Exactly. Don't we have more than enough time to get to the family mansion? According to the Corp travel guide, the central area is only like an hour away from here. Has the honored guest traveled to District 8 before? Well, no. This is my first time here, but then one must ask how the honored guest could claim to have the full understanding of a place merely by flipping through a book, once she hasn't had to contend with it in person. Innumerable, unpredictable changes await in this teeming jungle of buildings, the ever-shifting structures, the constantly changing paths, ambushes from foolish yet vicious syndicates, or even offices of the backstreets. Oh! We are beset by danger from all sides. Such bold, flippant approach to predicting the phenomena of this place is the Corp dead. Even a toddler must know that. One fails to disguise her utter sorrow at the inadequacy of her wisdom. Is it just me, or are we all thinking back to Ishmael back at the Great Lake? Sip it, Dante! But if the guidebook lists a path, does it not imply that it is technically possible to reach there in time? Altus suddenly took a step forward. In her hand was the Corp travel pamphlet that Ishmael was talking about. I have faith that if our executive manager would lead us in your directionally challenged stead, they would be able to lead us to our destination before night falls. Me. This does not appear to have been discussed beforehand. Very well, allow me to speak freely without frills. My responsibility is to bring the honored guest to the central zone and to ensure the young master's safety. It is indeed technically possible to reach the family mansion before the night in the back streets commences. Technically. Yet, not even one iota of danger to the young master shall be permitted. The mission that has been so graciously bestowed upon his humble servant is not to guide the young master with haste, but to guide him with utmost safety. Oh. It is said that those engaging in strategies and plans must remain wary of losing sight of their purpose. To stubbornly forge on toward the family mansion in lieu of necessary intel to see when these mobs of assailants would end is to wrongly prioritize the journey over to the destination. You. Wonderful, truly impressive. You have all the qualities of someone I would trust with my life, even when devising a stratagem. This is the most fitting attitude for those who genuinely wish the best for those they serve. Really, you're just gonna start going along with him all of a sudden. I I have misunderstood your intentions, truly. They sparked my ire by comparing some of your choice words with my very own. Yet now my eyes have been opened to the honest loyalty that lies within your heart. This humble servant did not imagine, even in his wildest dreams, that there would be someone who understands the fathoms of his loyalty. It seems that young master has certainly gained an eye for allies and fellowships. This is a cause for much relief in my heart. Listen to him! This one knows how to jest. They're basically best buds now, huh? I may have lost my cool for a moment there. Anyway, this man speaks true. It is highly likely that we would be exposed to attacks of similar nature were we to continue moving at this time. She's just fully on his side now, isn't she? That's when I realized she was looking in my direction. The exaggerated smile had all but completely faded from her face, replaced with an odd but dead serious expression. When our gazes locked, she nodded. She must be completely turned around by that guy. Is this her way for saying so long I'm gonna quit and go work for this guy now? Thanks for every... God damn it, Dante, you fucking idiot! She's saying she's caught on to the idiot! And as for this hotel, it is much better than sleeping in outdoor tent barracks. We should be able to relieve ourselves of some fatigue here before moving on. P-O-W-E-R. What's the acronym? Come on, Russian. Break it to me. Come on. Did you not earlier insist on continuing our search for a better accommodation with the greatest behemoths, Miss Otis? Yep, whatever. We get your point. Let's go inside. You, my humble self, can only but hold your generous acceptance of this insufficient lodging with my deepest gratitude. After all that serious talk, the man seemed oddly relieved to hear her decision as he brought his fist and palm together. Architecture of today mustn't be judged with such haste merely by observation of their exterior. The interior may hold all to be surprised of, or not. But Rodion surrendered. Wouldn't that be nice? We made our way into the building. Ooh, this actually ain't so bad. It's clean in here. This place presents a rather classical aesthetic. The landscape paintings lining the walls give off a rather sophisticated mood, and it's much more spacious inside than it looks from the outside. Did they use some space expansion technology in here too? No. It seems that the building only appeared small due to the density of structures in proximity. Well, the door's now open. Should my presence be required, I shall be in a small shed next to this building. Please, do converse freely. The man smiled awkwardly and quietly excused himself as the excitement among the sinners began to grow. Meanwhile, Hongyuan stood a fair distance from the guide, quietly watching his face as he left. His expression was enigmatic as he was gazing upon the clouds, the flowers, or even the wind. Yet there was no light in those eyes. It was as if they beheld a storm cloud, a desolate field of wilted flowers of howling, and a howling, destructive gale. Did you suspect something, Hongyuan? So I decided to ask. Not yet, I don't think. Huh? Not yet? So, big brother, something felt off to you too, huh? Shichune! Nice seeing you again. Nice to see that you came out of Hongyuan, okay. So that's when we caught a familiar voice. Wow, Shichune, it's you. And so soon, too. Yeah, I told you I had a feeling we'd be seeing each other again very soon. Have you been well, young master? I'm so glad to see that you're doing well, Mr. Wei. Oh, wait. Don't tell me you're staying here too, Shichune. I normally wouldn't ever set foot in a place like this, but I ran into some kind of large-scale construction on my way back to the family mansion. I had to come in through the back streets. So we weren't the only ones traveled by that random construction site. Oh! Hail to thee! Yeah! The confident look on Shichune's face was immediately replaced by that of alarm. Did she lose her memories again? Is she with you? No, Don Quixote's the same as always. Ahem, ahem, ahem. But she looks like such an airhead. Young Shichun, well, wouldn't thou accompany me to the lounge but a moment so that we may share a moment of catching up? Oh, yeah, actually, let's do that. Hold on. Jia Shichun seemed to hesitate for a moment before staring at Don Quixote after hearing that her memories were intact. Before walking right up to her. I like that idea, shall we? Wait, why don't you go and find a room for me to stay in while I talk some things out with her. Oh, Don got some, how do I put this? She got a fair maiden, yeah! Huh? What, you wanted to do some catching up, right? Ah ha ha ha! Woo! This, Manager Esquire? Loss of critical personnel may be a cause for disciplinary action, Dante. I don't think there's anything wrong with making friends, though. Looks like Shichun really likes Don Quixote if she's comfortable enough to tease her like that. It's not Don Quixote she likes. She obviously just wants Don Quixote's power she saw back then. Wait, this is hardly the appropriate place for... Fine, I'll try again later. Go get some sleep. I'm heading into... Shichun signed with a bit of disappointment before heading into the lobby. Well, let's all head inside now. So I and the rest of the sinners followed her into the lodging. Oh, ha 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 ha! Looks like Chichun and Don are besties. It's a little early though, but I digress.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니
Anyways, suspicion.
더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Everyone was busy looking around and commenting on various things in our lodging, but Sinclair appeared to be the most anxious of them all. Sinclair? Something in here stands out. Like, imagine an ideal picture. Did you call? I missed that jokey song. That's not what I was... I'm not... Anyway! Am I the only who feels like something stands out like a sore thumb from the whole picture? Ooh, yeah, glad you brought it up, because I didn't say anything because I thought it was just me. Roja, so what's so off about this place? Isn't it obvious? Where'd all the complimentary stats go? What's that weird mystery table at the center of this room? Huh? That is kind of weird though. What is that table doing there? Its saturated colors are quite the pleasant sight to behold. So is it any better inside? What the hell is that hideous table? The kerfuffle sparked by the particularly unsightly piece of indoor furniture calmed somewhat once everyone made it inside the building. Of course, no one was able to discern the real purpose of that table just yet. Every step on the floor leaves black residue on the shoes. Not only the floor, touching the wall leaves an unidentified black substance on one's fingers. Not to mention how the walls ripple in an odd fashion. What could possibly be the construction of this structure? Well, my guess is that the maintenance staff's been slacking. Maybe, but that's why everything's so neatly organized if that's the case. I've been to enough seedy establishments to tell when a place has gone a while without a tidy up. At least it appears that each room is furnished with a bed. While this is far from optimal, executive manager, we may be able to rest here. I guess they really didn't have the time to clean up. Josh Ichon, the last person to walk in after having taken her time to examine the area outside the lobby, stared blankly around the room with an aghast expression. I'm not even sure what to say to this ridiculous negligence. Then found her room after leaving a scathing remark. It ain't the first time we saw him right into some shady business in it. Let's just cross that bridge when we come to it, yeah? I guess. Anyone can tell that there was something definitely wrong about that guy. Some sinners, including Heathcliff, had already slumped to the floor, vociferously expressing their desire to rest with a collective sigh of exhaustion. Well, it is pretty weird, but at least we have a roof over our heads. In that case, Dante, perhaps this may be a good time to announce today's codes of business. I've never made this announcement outside the bus before. Oh, right, I hereby confirm today's codes of business for the sinners. Understood. Thank you kindly. Starting now, you'll all be given a maximum of 12 hours to partake in sleep and rest. The duration is subject to change. Have a good night. As soon as she finished, the sinners each began to relax in their own way, some stumbling into their rooms while others lingered to speculate over the bizarre table at the center of the room. Save for Otis, that is. Got something to say, Otis? Yes, executive manager. It's about our guide, Ching Tao. Oh, your new best friend from earlier? Seems like you guys are getting along pretty well. What? That is simply untrue. Did you not see the signal I gave you earlier? What signal? Oh, you mean when you nodded slightly in my direction? Indeed, that individual has an informational advantage over us when it comes to this locale. Regardless of how sound the accusations we came up with were, he would have been able to explain them away using the familiarity of with the region. I thought, as the party with an informational disadvantage, it would be wise to feign camaraderie and friendship with that individual and go along with their plans while trying to dig out as much intel as possible. I seriously thought that suspicious guy totally won you. Dante, you're the most densest guy I've ever known. Otis, no subterfuge. She's been in the military. She's fought in the smoke war. She'd know a thing or two about reading people. My God. Executive manager, I've been in this business for many years. How could you even imagine that I would be fooled by an amateur spy who's so overtly suspicious? It's nothing. Otis's disappointment was palpable, but she stopped herself as though she remembered that there were more important matters at hand. Ahem. While it is uncertain as to how long that individual will be accompanying us, it would be reasonable to speculate that he approached the LCCB with the explicit purpose of eliminating Hongwu Xiaobaoyu. I present the fact that it was pilot the inexperienced Greenhorn who somehow conveniently came across this connection as another evidence for supporting this suspicion. That's also true. Faust also has information to share. Faust joined the conversation after listening to us discuss for some time. A review of every known taboo has failed to identify the one he called residential non-aggression taboo that universally prohibits acts of violence within residential areas. Then that also has to be, it is too early to come to conclusions regarding that matter. It appears that this area Hongyuan has taboos that change depending on your location within its territory. However, considering every other circumstantial evidence, we can come to a conclusion that he was most likely lying to us. Your assessment cannot be denied. In that case, we must already be deep within the enemy's machinations. The constant stream of random assailants we faced earlier was also most likely a part of their plan. It may very well be that this building itself is also a trap, yet we lack the intelligence about these particular backstreets to be certain. However, we do have one minor advantage. It seems that they have severely underestimated our capabilities given the low caliber of the assailants they decided to send after us. One thing we can capitalize on is the mutual lack of intel. Keep our guard up, remain alert, and we should be able to navigate our way out of this trap, Executive Manager. Okay, I get it now. I'm sorry about the misunderstanding. Honestly, I didn't know who or what to trust. Then I would appreciate it if you could trust me fully next time. Otis bowed politely and returned to her room. Faust and I chatted a little more about Qingtao and his plans, but our discussion ended without bearing much fruit. Okay, anyways, Brick, about what, back to you. I should probably check your friend requests, but I think I might have picked it up already. Oh wait, never mind. Is this yours? Give me a moment. Ah, crap. Give me a minute. It's you, Brick? Okay, good. Let me take a look at here. XEX881323211718. My God, you have some experience. Second anniversary to claim their bones. See, last season's tag. Okay, goddamn, man. Alright, that's confirmed. Yep, X8813237118. Let's see what they've got on company. Ooh, interesting. Kurokumo Ishmael, Ringy Sang, Rooster Claire, Wakashi, Kurokumo Heathcliff, Manager Don, Mao Faust, Yoshu and Otis, Wild Hunt Heathcliff, Dosanera Roja, Lord Hongwu, and Oisola. Well, I'll be. Okay, Gail, just to be sure? Sure, why not? I think I might have picked it up. Tell me if any of these look familiar to you. Take your time. Take your time. I might have accepted it, just saying.
In this game, you play through a very dark fairy tale as a young girl who can turn into a bunny, but it's hand-drawn with this cute animated style. It's like Alice in Wonderland or something.
Yeah, I did pick it up. I might have picked it up last stream, but I can't be sure. Anyways, let us continue. An hour and 30 and we're already halfway through the Intervallo. Sweet. 7.5-21 witnessing. God damn, this place looks nice. I'm the Gregor one. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm probably aware. Anyways, I realized that Hongu was missing, so I was spending time chatting with the sinners. I didn't notice him going into his room, so I walked to the exit, about to look for Hongu outside, and ran into Joshi Chun and Wei, who decided to stay in the room close to the door. It's getting late. Where are you going alone without a guard? Oh, just looking for Hongu. Right, I can't understand what you're saying. Oh, right. When it comes to conversing without the sinners, I find that there are two types of people. The first type usually says whatever is on their mind without pausing or caring to hear my reply. Given that this is the type of person that isn't actually looking to communicate with me, that simplifies things a little on my end. However, it's also oddly insulting that as it seems as though they don't recognize me as a human but rather a wall or a clock on a wall. The other type is the one that reads me so well they might as well be able to hear what I'm saying. Cortelius falls into the latter category. It recognizes the pitch of my tics and talks, reads my body language, and sometimes even claims to see my expressions like how Don Quixote does. And Joshi Chun, who saw through me with that short exchange. Okay, let's see. Just looking to get some early morning air, or does your prosthetic head even have a respiratory function? Wouldn't have guessed from the way it looks. Did not belong in either category. No, not really. I'm just looking for Hongu because I haven't seen him in a while. You're shaking your head, so no. Then are you looking for something to eat? She's a new one, the type that tries to figure out what I'm saying without asking for help. My lady, would it not be wise to wake or find someone who may be able to translate? They would have done that themselves if it were something important. I'm kind of curious though. What was that hand gesture you made when I first asked? You brought your index fingers to your cheeks. Well, Hongu's always smiling, so I thought maybe I could simulate his smile to convey that I'm looking for him. Perhaps it was an effort to express cuteness or beauty. Okay, I guess we're playing a game of charades. What? No, I was trying to express a smiling face. Oh no, this isn't going to be easy, is it? They're TikToking a lot more vigorously. Hey, I think you're onto something. This conversation was starting to veer into a completely unintended territory. After a bit of trial and error, I see. You're looking for my big brother, huh? We took some very roundabout ways, but I was eventually able to get her to understand what I was trying to say. Well, if he's who you're looking for, that's easy. You should be able to find him by the lounge back there. I doubt he got very far from there, if he even left. So that's what you were trying to communicate? So hard to communicate? Joshi Chun was, strangely enough, disappointed and dispirited by my reply. I did have something to tell you too, but never mind. I feel like the mood's been ruined. Let's talk about this at another time. I was curious, but it would also take me ages to ask how she's feeling. So I nodded to express my gratitude before heading to the back entrance. And found Hongu gazing at the hazy scene out the opaque window. What are you doing out here? People watching. Why doesn't Dante use his tablet to talk with others by typing in it? You know, that seems to slip my mind, you know, because I remember a certain somebody was able to communicate through the tablet. I can't really say who because, well, their name, they don't really exist, but either way, that was a one-time case and the person does not exist. It probably has private LCB info, plus it's also basically his diary. Either way, Yeah, it doesn't have that function, I'm pretty sure. He can record his notes, sure, but that's it. There were some people stumbling through the streets outside. As I stared outside the window at the scene, Hongwu seemed to sense what I was thinking of and began. Are you worried for me, Dante? Well, yeah, it's your turn, Hongwu. It really is. I'm back at H Corp and everyone's talking about the family hierarchy selection. But you don't have to worry about me at all, because I did not wish for anything from Limbus Company. Really? I'm not like Isong. I'm not hiding my true feelings. No one gave me a wonderful promise like they would help me recover my torn and broken wings. I joined only to have some new experience, that's all. But we do know that something's definitely going to happen, whatever it might be. Something that will shake you to your very core. Even if you didn't wish for anything, going through something like that could probably, yes. But it's okay. I'm used to being led by the will of others anyway. No matter what happens here, I can't do this like everyone else. Because that's how it's always been. Whatever happens to me or to those around me, I only... A loud, boisterous bellow suddenly cut Hongwu off even before he could finish his sentence. Oi, let go of me! Just listen to that, stop talking and tell me I'm not supposed to get mad at that! Dang it, lower your voice! What are you guys doing back there? Gregor and Heathcliff, who were most likely hiding behind the entrance door, tumbled into view. I knew I shouldn't have come here with this guy. Couldn't you be patient for even a few minutes before bursting out of here? How long have you two been listening from the very start, Gorse? I thought he was finally making some sense at first, but what's that? That you're used to following others' will? I didn't mean to argue with Heathcliff. I'm only telling the truth. But hell, I'm about to burst a vessel. Oi, Buggy Pokey, am I supposed to practice patience after listening to that drivel? I think I'm practicing plenty of patience despite you calling me Buggy Poke out of nowhere, so yeah, you are. That's not what I... Finally, some silence. Anyway, sorry about listening in, fellas. I'll let you in on some big secret if you let this one slide, though. What's the secret? Gregor rubbed his arm awkwardly as I stared at him in silence and pointed at a pillar in an exaggerated motion. Guess who's hiding behind that pillar, Manager Bud? With that two familiar figures stumbled out into view from behind the pillar. How could you betray us like that, Gregor? B-W-A-H-A. Bad, weak, and highly annoying. Good night, snooze fest, she says. Huh? Did I get that wrong? I never said GNS. When did you get an FU? When did you get an FU? Yoshi looked at Sinclair with some interest before slicing open the ceiling above the entrance. And with an uncharacteristically wet noise for something cutting through a wall, a black ink-like substance dripped onto the floor, followed by Roja and Oja scratching down after it. GTFO. Wow, I didn't realize I had garnered such an audience for my story. Executive Manager, the sole reason I followed you out here was for the purpose of protection, as I was concerned for your safety. I am not like the others who have followed you merely to sate their curiosities. Me, I was just bored. Then, shall we continue the conversation, Dante? Everyone, back to your rooms, now! Alright. Guess it really do be one of them days, huh? Okay. We are severely underprepped. Holy shit. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Ah, shit. Shit. Give me a minute. I need to make some preparations. Ah, shit, this is not good. This is not good. Think. The 4 worst sinners to be bunched up with. Oh, fuck me! My Maoyoshi will solo trust. I need fixed units!
이제야 부르나. 각 정리요원은 위치로. 곧 열차 정리가 시작. 악인들을
어디 가는지는 관심 없어. 안내나 해줘.
Okay, I think I should have. Oh god, this is
차원
not.
파동 장갑.
This
충전 완료.
is not good. The 4 worst sinners to have in my party, because I have not gotten a single good identity for any of them. Well, except W Corp Otis, but I hardly use Otis. I don't exactly have much of a charge team, so yeah, there's that. After that little kerfuffle, just as everyone was scattering to their rooms, Otis suddenly began to vehemently oppose leaving me all on my own. Are you absolutely certain, Executive Manager? Seriously, don't worry about it. I usually took the night watch on the bus anyway. That is true. However, we are currently in uncharted territory for our team. We do not have much experience sleeping at a place where our safety isn't an absolute guarantee. Okay, thank you for your wonderful suggestions, but I already picked Mao Otis for now, and I know from the last stream she is dangerous. So I trust her with turning the tables on this one. Honest. Dang it, I think I nearly grazed my fingers on the fan. Hold on, I need to get a look. It's a white grease. That is true. However, we are currently in an uncharted territory for our team. We do not have much experience sleeping at a place where our safety isn't an absolute guarantee. Hey, we're literally right next door. We're literally right next door to them. It'll take less than 5 seconds for us to come over when something happens. Do you not know that every second matters in emergencies? Now, babushka de camp. Let's get you out of. Is this the first time Roges spoke in Russian? Because I know Crime and Punishment. I know the title. I haven't read the book. I'm not that much of a reading guy. I read kids' books. Anyways, looking at this. Okay, so Gale, you're saying that, okay, borrow my priest and use Superbia for the unbrilliant Glory Eagle, then he could probably solo. If you want a fun fact, Mount Otis deals the most damage if you don't clash with her. Also, Heathcliff is a monster. Yeah, I'm aware. 50-50. Anyways. Now, babushka de camp. Let's get you out of here. Now, Roja spoke Russian at Intervallo 1. But babushka, that's a term for mother. Grandmother, last I checked, I'm not sure. An oddly familiar sequence of events and words played out, and they eventually left my room, gently closing the door behind them. Finally, some peace and quiet. I sit on the corner of the bed, surrounded by silence, and allow my shoulders to slump for once. Hold on. This is for what is inevitably some sort of fake lodging. This is a really well decorated one. Good spacing, good bed, there's a nice bathroom in the back. Double door. Yeah, I am familiar with double door bathrooms. I have one time, the only time I was in China on vacation, they had that. Yeah, I remember seeing it a few times. I remember seeing it once and got me hooked. They had a nice bathtub there. Really nice bathroom. Best place to be at, but I needed the VPN to use their Wi-Fi because, well, firewall. Anyway, I don't need to sleep like the sinners do, but the fatigue doesn't go away on its own. I needed some time to relax and empty my thoughts every once in a while. While I've gotten somewhat used to the pain, it still hurts like hell when I rewind the sinner's time. Oh yeah, she called Don Chiquita. I'm sorry, Chiquita. I thought Chiquita was Spanish or something. Or Mexican. I'm not sure. I'm just saying, I'm sufficiently confused at some of the terms used here. I'm just voicing my concern. And okay, so, and the longer this journey got, the more frequent and severe the sinner's injuries became. They did get stronger, that's for sure, but so did our enemies. Which means that my clock is always turning and turning without a moment to rest. Oh, Chiquita's Russian too? Damn. So, I think of the star. Before the great gates which I face with every revival, I witness its intricate engravings and feel its silent vibrations. Even after a whole year, I am still no closer to understanding what they were supposed to represent. But by emptying my thoughts and just taking in the sights, I find myself calming down. Also, the wind is quite cool and crisp tonight. I thought that... I'm sorry. I don't think a hotel room is supposed to have wind. Wait, that's weird. Wind? What's this sudden chill? Something opened the window, but there's no way this gentle breeze could have unlatched and left my window wide open like that. And if it did, it would have made a pretty loud noise. Dante, wake up! Dante, wake up! Besides, this chill isn't coming from in front of me. I slowly turn around to look at the window where the window was supposed to be, only to see a melted wall and an intruder swinging through this newfound opening. Holy shit! Oh, who are you? As though driven by some unknown survival instinct, I rolled off the bed, but there was already a blade right at where my neck and head met, a steel a shearing cold. A little nudge and I'd be dead even before I could make a tick. I remembered how Otis was to leave me alone. I thought she was just being paranoid. I should have trusted her judgment. Just as I was getting ready for my final struggle, my final moments filled with regret about not listening to Otis's advice. What a pathetically thin blade. Too delicate to have the clock CIH, don't you think? Ryoshu leapt down from the ceiling and deflected the assailant's dagger away from me. Ryoshu! Stuck in thinking I was about to see something interesting, but you're just some beast with steel. I looked up to see the ceiling torn open, dripping with viscous paint-like fluid, just as I saw earlier during my conversation with Hong Wu. Executive Manager, are you unharmed? And Otis peeking out from the gap. Otis, was the one who instructed Ryoshu that the ceiling had a room to hide in. Remember that! Shut up and help me! Oh, I thought this one was just some beast with steel. I could have cut this beast in half, sword and all, had I not been on the bus. All of your abilities were diminished the moment you were hired by this company. Equally defanged and empowered, as if you will. I suddenly recalled Hohenheim's commentary back at the OCE. I had a vague notion of what he meant, but now I was really feeling it. NFW, what is happening? Just as Ryoshu was struggling to stop that one blade, the intruder pulled out another dagger with their other arm and slashed at Ryoshu's neck. A piece of the Heisho pack. The intruder would have cut her throat had Wei not burst through my door. Who wields you now? I don't suppose dialogue is an option. Light enters not the vast garden, yet the star falls into its phantom still. No! The intruder reached into his clothes, muttering an odd invocation. I hear that your mic, like your mic has some unknown problem. Yeah, it's sitting next to a fan. I'm just saying the mic is sitting next to a fan. I'm sorry. What a shit! A talisman! Wait, get it together! My lady! Just as the intruder's muttering began to grow intense, Joshi Chun leaped into my room and struck the stranger with her fan. Or were you going to let that bastard finish that stupid spell? They almost activated the Corp talisman! Apologies, my lady, it seems that I still remain somewhat bound by that spell. Listen, you're no longer a Heisho. You serve me now, got that? You don't have to let those things control you anymore. Yes, my lady, my apologies. I fell limply to the bed with a sudden alleviation of stress and pressure. Hey, are you? I can't understand them anyway. I managed to stop the assassin before he laid a hand on them, unfortunately. Got it. I don't think there was anyone else in here. Let's switch the lights on. Oh. When the lights came on, we saw this one. This one's from a Mao branch, isn't it? There was a black bamboo hat wearing assassin on the ground. The walls! The walls that appeared solid before we all went to sleep were now melting away as if they were a viscous fluid. There is something wrong with this building. I knew that they must have done something to the building, but how is a Heisho here? This whole operation's got to be spearheaded by someone with real power. This isn't just an ambush from an overexcited family hierarch contestant. What I don't understand is, why the Mao branch? There are better Heisho branches to use if all they wanted to do was cut off the clock's head. Then they must have had a different purpose, huh? Correct. This one is from the Mao branch of the Heisho pack, which means more of them must have infiltrated this building. Though not at the scale of the C branch, the Mao branch always moves in groups. Therefore, their goal must be to kill every guest staying in this Kazan, including you, my lady. Then, we've got to get moving. We can't let them surround us if we want even a chance of surviving this. Dante! Sinners burst into my room, slamming the door open again. Coward! Thank me later. If we don't move our asses, we're as good as dead. Wait! Yes, we don't have time to contact the main forces of our faction at the family mansion. You'll know what to do when we're at a numerical disadvantage, right? It will be done, my lady. Joshi Chun and Wei immediately stormed out of the room as soon as they saw the sinners enter, as though they've been waiting in here for my protection. Don Quixote and Gregor stood red-faced and on edge. Marcel was covered in battle wounds, and Otis wore an inscrutable expression. I stand before you in shame. To borrow the hands of another to protect the executive... I stand you before you in shame. To have to borrow the hands of another to protect the executive manager. No, I should have listened to what you said. Extrapolating from the pattern by which the walls have disintegrated, it is likely that they have utilized the identical means of infiltration for each sinner. Oh, right. Were you attacked by the bamboo-headed assailants too? Their ranks numbered many, Manager Esquire, yet for how many of them they were unsettlingly silent. Yet barely, we were almost... not almost. I saw on the way here that some of us did get killed, impaled straight through the guts. So what he said about fighting indoors was a taboo. Yes, a lie. How utterly cowardly and unjust of these vile cur to strike from the shadows. Alas, now is not the moment to ruminate upon their villainy. Correct, besides, there's more of them waiting to sink their blades into us. Alright, let's get to work. Unfortunately, I've only got 2 of 5. So we're a little underarmed.
シ동걸어볼까
Limbusカンパニーの皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです。
시동걸어볼까 이것밖에 못해. 아이고야, 살살해줘. 전탄격발. 皆さん、しっかりしてください。
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 점검. 자! 숨통 끊기.
効果的な攻撃でした。リンバスカンパニーの皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです。
흑수묘, 빈박질 주문.
아이고야.
囚人に致命傷を確認。至急対処お願いします。
이것밖에 못하는.
아직 죽지 마라.
총알값 아까울 모든.
Out of ammo already? God damn!
できませんでした。あ、ダンテさんには囚人を蘇生できる能力がありましたよね。
받아볼 테니까.
Fight a past shark boat? Oh, okay.
전력으로 상대해봐. 전탄격발.
敵に対して大きな打撃を与えました。
떠돌아가는 길에서 아직 죽지 마라.
이것밖에 못하는.
囚人の皆さんの状態に何か変化が。
악인들을 해치우세나. 자! 숨통 끊기.
ドクターのように優れた式ですね。
그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
The game has over 70,000.
좋아. 생동감이 살아있는 좋은 공간이 됐고 다음 먹잇감도 이런 식이었으면 좋겠어.
Or just grind MD like a wifeless guy like me.
뜀박질 시간.
Alright.
敵の調子が悪くなっているみたいです。
흑수묘, 뜀박질 주문.
敵が来ます。皆さん、戦闘の準備を。
악인들을 해치우세나.
敵が来ます。皆さん、戦闘の準備を。
받아볼 텐가.
Our boy Gino wasn't using. No, I'm using support, man.
숨통 끊기.
The Mao Otis was someone else's.
攻撃でした。
전탄격발. 반격발. 아이고야, 살살 해줘.
皆さんしっかりしてください。
흑승류 뒷박질 춤.
Three mirror dungeon runs in a day. Yeah, I was going to say, Russian, I
敵に対して
I had already finished my first MD heart, so I already cashed out on the bonuses. All 3 of them. Safe to say, I was pretty proud of the 75 crates I got.
皆さんこの勢いに
So it's a nice little bonus, I might add. A nice little bonus for me, which I enjoyed particularly well.
악인들을 해치우세나. 아직 죽지 마라.
그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 수.
ドクターのように優れた式ですね。リンバスカンパニーの皆さん、この勢いに乗って勝ちに行きましょう。
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리한다.
You say you did 6 runs once, man. That has got to be really concerning for one's well-being.
가치 없군. 죽어.
이것밖에 못해. 그렇게 서 있으면 목이 떨어질 수밖에.
I think we're safe for now. Something tells me that they're not fighting us out full force. At least we routed them, so hopefully that means something. Ah, where'd Don Quixote go? Hark, for I am here! Don Quixote rushed into my room from the hallway outside. I had gone to see if the other sinners had suffered as we have. Verily, they were indeed targeted as well. Most defended themselves as well against the curs and shall be here post-haste yet. Not everyone survived, huh? Young Sinclair and Yi Song, while it appeared that they had reason in battle, they were caught unawares by our foes. It is likely that their demise came as soon as tripping over each other's foot. How embarrassing. And young Heathcliff, isn't that fellow a resident mob fight expert? How'd they even get him? They didn't get me, mate. I'm good as new. Heathcliff! What's got you so gobsmacked, lass? I recall a blade piercing young Heathcliff in the back of his head. Did Stout turn the clock for him already, Manager Esquire? No, not yet anyway. Blimey, so that's what this funny itch on the back of my head. And there it is. The art of the delayed reaction. Heathcliff reached up to rub the back of his head, then crumbled to the floor mid-sentence. Heathcliff's not breathing anymore. He's dead. How did he manage to walk all the way over here with a hole in his head? Young Heathcliff! The other sinners are starting to gather, Manager. As pathetic as this force may be, we cannot spare any hands at the moment, Executive Manager. We must also join the others as soon as possible and assist them. There are sounds of altercations coming from the lobby. Gotcha. The clock turns as it always does. Sometime later? Whoa, please hold on for a moment. You? I can still see some people inside the lobby, which is also in the bizarre process of melting away. God damn it, not our hotel! No! Phew. Among them, I noticed Yashi Chun clashing against a figure wearing a bamboo hat. Going on the offensive already, huh? How come a big shot in control of a haste show pack decided to come after small fries like us? Behind the black bamboo hat wearing assassin stood. I see that you have tracked me down, so certain of your own safety, but my master has already prepared countermeasures. There stood Jing Tao, our supposed collaborator who led us here, and Wei was threatening him with a sword. So you were behind this. Ah, it's you. I sussed out that you'd be planning something like this, but you lack the patience to pull it off. You're quite observant. I thought I had completely won you over. You must know that at H Corp there's but one path to survival and riches. Choose a family hire candidate and serve them with utter loyalty. What who in their right mind would serve young Master Bao Yu? He who has grown up with no hardship. He who doesn't possess even a single speck of ambition. You shut your bloody mouth, yeah? And oi, and you, rich boy, oi! Are you just gonna sit there and let that bug talk shite to your face? But he's right that I don't have any ambitions. Have you got no self-respect? What do you have anyway? I have been asking myself that question for a very long time. I have no idea. Okay, everyone shut up for a second. He's obviously taunting you. Stop indulging him. Wait, speak. I know that you have no means to wield a S.B.A.P. So speak. Which master did you choose to serve? Who controls them? Ah, so they are curious. Stay your swords, Ilu. Another unfamiliar voice from the shadows. Ah, young master, are you certain this is wise? Worry not, they are destined to be swept away by the morning dew anyway. The trajectory of their fate shall not alter course were they to witness me. The voice soon reveals himself from the shadows, walking into the light with a casual, assured gait. Yeah, this bastard has no idea what he's getting into. He claims to have power, yet works from the shadows. A demonstration of power is not a physical show of strength, nor it just comes by showing off. This guy, he has no idea. He has no idea what he's doing. Huh? Seriously? You? I see you're... Allow me to grace you ignoramuses with my exalted name. I'm Ihua of the Shi family. You may know me as a very prominent candidate to the throne of the family hierarch. He looks like a Yakuza goon. Kiryu would fucking break his spine, or Majima would shank this guy to death. Actually, Saejima might actually crush this guy's skull. Akiyama's pretty good. He might knock this guy's head clean off his shoulders. Tanimura would probably break his shoulders. Who else am I missing? Yeah, I think that's everybody. Yeah, likewise, he looks like a Yakuza goon that can easily be crushed. I don't see the appeal in this guy. No, seriously. He looks like he looks like a starter enemy.
나를 들뜨게 만드는 일은 많지 않지만 이번엔 그 귀중한 경우의 수에 들어맞았군. 잘 놀다 간다. 회수하지 않은 단피는.
Well, this is happening. Ah, Mr. Head Coupons, Ricardo. Ah, okay. Here we go.
군주가 나를
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면. 잠깐, 이번 임무는 내가 나갈게.
죽음께
더들
걸맞는 곳이어야 내 명을 들은 시비수 결집다.
Prominent. But of course, I only claimed control of a branch of the S.B.A.P. while you were wasting your time out there searching for the River of Immortality or whatever. I don't even know where I'd even start to refute your brain-dead accusation. Ah, this is way beneath me. I don't even want to address you as my senior either. So who is it, Big Brother Juan? Nah, I can't imagine he'd ever be interested in someone like you. What are you talking about? I'm asking whose teeth you've been suckling on to gain the control of the Mao branch. Because we both know for sure that there's no way in hell you have the means to control them, right? You little twerp! Are you sure you want to insult my height from where you're standing? Master Iwa? It doesn't seem like the mastermind of this operation was actually anyone important. Agreed. You can tell just by the look of that traitor with the physiognomy of a deceiver. This is a waste of time. Hey, Zilu! Cut them all down! The mission was to assassinate them. To meet them in an open battle to take the lives of higher candidates was not what's agreed upon. What the fuck? Bah, just shut up and do as you're told! Yeah, this guy is an incompetent idiot. The Kajan's good, I'll give him that. The Heisho? Nah, decent. His attitude is really shit, though. I may fight to protect your life, yet I cannot do more. Heisho needs no voices but that of the one who holds their leash. Looks like that Hongyuan doesn't even control these guys. There is an apt saying invoked in the East. A fox may pretend to the throne, but only with the blessing of the tiger. Gino, would you crack Zero? That's your question, Rick? I think I die. I don't put that lightly. She is a very, very strong woman. She'd probably kill me. Shut up over there! Damn it, this H.B.A.P is useless. Can't even get a simple job done. Master Yuan, the H.B.A.P was merely here as a backup plan. Our true strategy involves... true. This is fine. I have other plans to sweep you all away. Man, this guy's a Saturday... Okay, scratch that. He's a Saturday cartoon villain. What the fuck? This is their plan? Drag us all the way out here to try and assassinate us. And you haven't even done that. The H.B.A.P isn't even yours, dumbass! This is the second time this individual has made an odd emphasis on the variation of the word sweep. What, are you saying that you bribed the sweepers or something? While their reactions may appear suspicious, that suggestion is almost an absolute impossibility. The head is at the top of the sweeper's chain of command. In other words, only the head possesses the authority to command them. Right, yeah, of course. Moreover, they are prohibited from touching, let alone entering any designated residential areas during the night in the back streets. This is a permanent, immutable taboo of the head, one of the very first to be introduced. The effort of going through a myriad of paperwork to ensure that Mephistopheles is recognized as a residential vehicle was ultimately to capitalize on this taboo. Yes, it is exactly as you say. What a stupid question to ask, making me anxious out of nowhere. That soured the mood. Come on, let's leave. I had only intended them to have them see my face after all. Too bad I won't even remember them in a few days once they get... Man, this guy's a fucking idiot. Brick, come on, I watched Himemiya Rie stream. I know who you mean. Don't say I don't know. But I have seen Zilu's non-Heish casual outfit. She is quite the lady. I'll give her that. Anyways, too bad I won't even remember them in a few days once they all get swept away. Ha ha ha! Master Yiwa, we best leave before any more unnecessary words are said. Faust is right. These guys are acting way too suspicious to not have some scheme brewing back there. So overtly suspicious that I'm starting to wonder if they're trying to use reverse psychology on us into walking right into their trap. Well, when surrounded by nothing but uncertainties, there's a solution that usually works. Faust had intended to make the suggestion first, but it appears that you share the idea. Yep, so, Otis, yes, executive manager, we have 12 sinners, Shashi-chun, and Wei on our side. And I don't think the so-called Mao branch are willing to fight, which means that we only have 3 enemies, Shihua, our guide, and Zilu, the assassin. We have the numerical advantage, don't we? You always make the most accurate read of the battlefield. What's going on over there? What's that tick-tocking noise? Our former guide seemed to have figured out what our conversation was about because he took a few slow, careful steps away from Shihua before bolting off into the distance. I've been thinking this all day, but he sure is a fast runner. I cannot find my own profile pic. Is this one good? Let me take a look at that thing. Oh! What is it, Hongwu? Did you remember something? I did. I had a hard time recalling because he isn't from my family. But I remember now, your big brother Yiwa of the Shi family, right? Didn't that guy just announce himself earlier? Anyways, Hongwu, I'm gonna get that guy and beat the motives out of him. Is that going to be okay with you? Objectively, Sayo is the character I crave the most from the entire trilogy, but Mersault's subjective. Interesting. He's not from my family, but I'm sure Big Brother Yiwa will be happy to answer your questions. Great. Another thing. As your commander, I should probably say something cool to start off the battle, right? Wow, that's going to be so cool. Like something straight out of a story. Otis said something like this once. That even if one side has the absolute advantage in battle, the commander's words may be the deciding factor in who wins and loses. So I decided to borrow a few words from a book Hongwu once lent me. It was a general who said it, I believe. Destroy them all! Okay, so Brick, you like Iori. Well, goddamn. Well, this is going to be a curious little...
불가
12수에게 명한다. 말로 바랍니다.
効果的な攻撃です
도련의 물 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라.
ドクターのように優れた式ですね
길을 열어라.
Hey, speed of 8.
오작 터뜨려주지. 부숴주마. 이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만. 목을 콱 물어버리자고.
물 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라. 혈염도 바로. 모아쳐라.
レンバスカンパニーの皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです
Okay. First bloodthirst. Okay, so they're holding back here. Interesting. Fix panic. This unit is inflicted with an effect that is inflicted against targets without SP. Alright.
날개를 펼치고 발톱을 걸어.
Huh? Oh no, no! Fuck! Brother, I guess we're doing this again! Huh? A strange tune crashes through the sound of this fierce battle. Is this electronic dance music? Something about it sounds familiar. Ah, finally! Thanks to this merry chase you've led me on, I've slid ever so slightly further into the world of the bristly. Ricardo! We meet again! We meet again! Let's see, Title 2, Section 11, Row C. The punishment for those who dare to flee from the Middle's retribution begins by tearing their legs apart from the groin. Ow, jeez. Fuck. I will make sure you suffer for all of my time you wasted. Well, what the fuck is that blighter doing here? The hell is wrong with you? You've been stalking us all along. Since when is chasing after a thief conflated with stalking? I'll have you know that I'm still banished from the world of delicious thanks to you who dared to pinch my hair coupons. But what the hell? Where'd they come from? You guys are just pissing people off left and right, aren't you? Zero, take him out! What an utterly insular fool. What did you say? Do you not know that man? What's the middle doing here? Ricardo, a big brother of the middle. Brother. I remember I had to borrow someone's Ishmael to get this done. Hopefully this is gonna be different. Ricardo, a big brother of the middle. The man who slaughtered the sinners like they were nothing. The man who almost forced me to self-destruct. Faust, don't tell me I have to get ready for that again. No, not yet. According to the evaluation data at the OCE, the sinners' powers had grown since their time at the Great Lake. Our chance of victory against this individual has risen to a meaningful degree to forfeit the battle before it even begins. But by how much? Enough to put our faith in the uncertainties. Alrighty then, enough with the background noise. I don't know what your business is with these thieves, but I've personally traveled all the way to the eastern part of this city because I simply must exact my vengeance against him with my two hands. I could have simply informed my brothers in the east and let them handle this, but that just wouldn't do. I was determined to see this through to the end myself, even if it meant asking a great brother of the east for a favor. So there you were. So you there, half-pint in this cute mini entourage. Get the hell out of my sight. The middle's Book of Vengeance comes first. Half pint! Ha! Keep babbling that fat lips of yours, minion of the fingers. You don't scare me at all with your cheap hair and when that Garrett's just held botched side job. You're an H-Corp turf now, I am! Once again, the powerful do not need to boast. He, for all intents and purposes, is powerless. His men are not his own. He's the one guy he convinced left him. And now he's gotten the ire of a brother of the middle. The one group you do not wish to piss off! Oh, nah. Oh, nah. Nah. Wow. Just wow. Bloody hell, mate. That's messed up. He's far too absorbed in his own foolishness to see he's walking into his own demise. Unexpectedly, Ricardo's face wasn't contorted with wrath. Even after enduring that barrage of insults, instead he looked surprised. A moment of silence followed, during which he seemed to be absorbed in thought. You, impressive. You just set a new record. You are the current record holder for how fast can I get written up in Ricardo's Book of Vengeance challenge, boy. You did it in 15 seconds. Ah, that's fast. 15 seconds? God damn! Then, with trembling hands, he reached down to grab his Book of Vengeance, opened it, and began to write something down on the paper, slowly and deliberately as though to make each stroke of pen count. Unfortunately, your audacity is terminal. I will rip your jaws apart with myself as punishment. Boys, make sure that this little band of thieves don't get away while I deal with this pipsqueak. Well, what the hell is this asshole talking about? Hey, say whoa! Actually, I don't care. Stop me if you can. Effective immediately, the punishment for all involved parties and bystanders at the site of your crimes shall be complete and total extermination. I think we can sweep away unnoticed in this mess. I don't think we've got much of a chance here. Ricardo practically rocketed towards where Zilu and Shihihua were standing in a burst of speed. But his henchmen had already begun to surround us as he ordered. Ready your weapons, everyone! Payback time for what happened at the Great Lake! Let's do this! Besides, I've got a score to settle with that son of a bitch! We're in business, gentlemen! I'm for some real damage!
私たちは止まれません。
오자 터뜨려주지. 목을 콱 물어버리자고. 위험하군요.
도끼를 보내라. 저 해충들을 도려내라. 묘야. 길을 열어라.
오자 터뜨려주지.
위험하군요. 이제 깨우치시게.
There was an explosive noise from a distance, and moments later, Ricardo landed before us with a boom. I heard that the Asia of the East were a tough bunch, but that lady was something else. So why'd a woman like that suddenly split from a fight? Not my problem, I guess. She's getting written down in the book, too. Time to take care of what I really came here for. Get ready for a beatdown, coupon thieves!
敵に変化が見られます。
Oh, Ricardo's at half health. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Let the games begin. Alright, let's see his passives. Ally from the middle is killed, gain 1 plus coin boost next turn, max 2. Okay, so he doesn't have his ultimates, that's good. It's just the basic stuff. Alright. We shouldn't have any problems then. Hit it.
고작 터뜨려주지.
촬영도 바로. 뭐야?
Just my luck.
받아들일 수.
Fiery start, gentlemen.
부숴주마.
탄테산, なんだかただならぬ気配を感じ
Ooh.
ます。
Time for the real test of our mettle here.
고작 터뜨려주지.
아득한 여정. 멈추지 않는 시대에서 희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로 답을 구하시길.
이 몸을 온당히 벌하심에 기꺼이 죄를 받아들이나이다.
Well, shit. Okay, so
막아내지 못하리.
목을 떨궈주마.
Come on!
囚人に致命傷を確認。至急対処お願いします。
모든 결과들은 파우스트가
이거리는 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
Come on! Break! Break! This counter's perfect!
이상이 무엇이라 생각하시오?
Oh yeah! Boy!
한눈 팔지 마세요. 맨날은 당신에게
Thank you, Scotty!
밀려올 테니.
これも作戦の一環。リンバスカンパニーの戦い方。
날개를 펼치고 발톱을 걸어.
틈도 끊어.
Yeah, but at the same time, we were able to stagger Ricardo in time. Werner, little brother Werner and his other minions, their buffs won't be of use to this guy.
ただならぬ気配を感じます。
So, we just have permission to go ape shit on this guy.
모험하군. 넘고 산 넘고 무수히 넘고 얼마든지 꺾고 제쳐라. 나의 손으로
Hit it!
수 있다면 겹겹의 중문
なんだか
뚫어보이겠어.
ただならぬ気配を感じます。
Wait, sir. Wait, her ego's on cooldown. Shit.
목을 콱 물어버리자고. 틈도 끊어. 바로
Okay, I think we're hitting stagger. I think. Ro just staggered. Shit. And Ricardo's on stagger. Finally.
꺾고 제쳐라.
Revenge, my friend, has never tasted sweeter. Her Scotty Eagle portrait was grayed out. And yes! First time Ricardo, baby! Woo! Oh yeah! First time Ricardo! Woo! Yeah! shout cuts across the battlefield just as the sudden appearance of Ricardo was making things incredibly more difficult for us. Huh? Didn't that guy split? What's he doing here, laughing his butt off? You finally lost the plot, eh? Failed plan after failed plan takes a toll, I suppose. Oh, maybe that was too much. But I mean, how could I not laugh, right? When after all that, everything comes together perfectly according to my plan. You hear this too, don't you? The sound of the city, the sound of the back streets. Do you hear the sound of crashing waves? Waves? When the sound of battle came to a stop with Hongyuan's sudden shout, we all suddenly began to notice a low, crawling sound of omen that had been swirling under the commotion. Something's melting or regurgitating, or perhaps boiling over. Not, it's seeping, it's siphoning. It's a trace of what that was at once living and dead, crashing and breaking, devoid of any unrecognizable stops. Yes, the lines between where it begins and ends blurred. Yes, like waves. Current time is 0321 hours. Then it's too late. The night in the back streets. We've never been outside the bus at this hour, have we? It was past 4 in the morning when we briefly set foot in the outskirts, so no, we have. This would be our second time. Though it must be noted that the time of day was not a matter of concern then, as we were in the outskirts. They're all finally getting swept away like trash. Oh, how I waited for this moment! What's he on about? You can't possibly be thinking that the sweepers will somehow break the taboo to help you. Still missing the point. Botched purple dye job. See, let us leave to the promised location. Huh? Did he actually scamper all the way here just to gloat at us and run away? Instead, Hongyuan gloated at us with a confident boast as though he was finally ready to face us, only to turn tail again with an unmistakable look of relief. I don't get it. Does he actually believe that the sweepers will help him? Faust, indeed, sweepers do not invade residential areas. However, what if we are standing in isn't actually a residential area? What are you talking about? Look, this place has got walls, beds, beddings, and I guess the walls felt weirdly mushy and melty? It wasn't just Roja who realized what was going on. The other sinners all began to look around in confusion as well. The walls of the Kijan had all but melted away, leaving nothing behind. As though the place we swept the night in was but a house and a painting. Our realization came too late, as the wave-like noise from earlier had already encroached right up to where we were. And unlike the other times when they'd simply part around the bus, they were cutting straight into the remnants of our lodging. Oh shit! 3333333 451 24111 555 2322200 335 114 954 1723. Oh shit! What's going on? Why? There! This is ridiculous! Sweepers! How dare they break the taboo so brazenly? Looks like I'll be facing the waves tonight. Why do you sound so excited about this? I mean, we've got to! Let's make some things clear. It's clear that if we do nothing but stand around, they'll sweep us all away. 415-1919 772. Damn it, we have to make our stand here. Alright, let's get this shit going. One shot, people. Honestly, I'm...
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였습니다.
Ooh, Faust managed to contribute the most. Isong, Halu, Rojon, Ishmael, Sinclair. Everyone contributed. That's great. How the fuck are we fighting this, though? Night in the back streets, clear the stage. Second to last, huh? Fuck. It's not that hard, too. I'll be the judge of that. Who knows how many waves we're gonna be encountering just here. Oh shit, it's a stampede! And holy shit, the middle's... Okay, so it's us and Joshi Chun, while Ricardo and his brothers are fighting the rest. Okay, let's get to work, gentlemen.
撃を与えました
말로 받아내라.
They've got volume.
물론껏
I'll give him that.
꺾고 제쳐라.
タンタさんの作戦とても効果的でした
길을 열어라.
One down, dozens more to go.
ドクターのように優れた式ですね
하나 넘고 물론껏 꺾고 제쳐라.
敵は深手を負っています 囚人の皆さんの状態に何か変化が
불가 위야 막아내지 못해. 놀랐어?
혈압도 바로.
Sinclair, kick it in!
일기당천. 뭐란 없음. 너는 못 따라나. 마음 놓고 열어젖히고.
놀랐어?
토끼를 본다. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
이제 깨치시게.
묘여. 길을 열어라.
부숴주마!
効果的な攻撃でした
Oh damn, Ji-chun's cooking! She's certainly better here than she was in Lamancho, and I'll give her that.
エリートオペレーター並みの腕前です
불가 위야
목을 떨궈주마. 넌 몸을 틔우고 바람 불어오는 대로 짓밟아라. 바람 불어오는 대로 짓밟아라.
이 거리면 충분해 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만
Ah shit, it's getting worse! The Kishan's gone.
エリートオペレーター並みの腕前です
Everyone's fighting tooth and nail here.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
목을 떨궈주마. 나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면.
Oh yeah, if you're asking about Heathcliff's W Corp ID, yeah, I knew. I knew a few hours ago.
넌 숨을 틔울 수 없겠구나.
Yeah. I watched the trailer when it was just announced.
넘고 무수히 넘고 얼마든지 또 제쳐라.
これがリンバスカンパニーの戦闘。私もまた一つ学ばせていただきました。敵は
겹겹의
深
줄
手を追っています。
뚫어보이겠어.
꼬작 터뜨려주지.
틈을 끊어 바로
There we go. Jesus Christ, the battle of this skill, it's amazing!
넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠. 넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
이 거리는 충분해. 너
Ooh, yeah. We're getting somewhere. Come on, come on!
혈압도 바로.
Shit, Ishmael staggered!
敵は深手を追っています。
불가 위야 막아내지 못하리. 아득한 여정 멈추지 않는 시대에서 희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로 다가가게.
다음은 어디로?
해머도 그랬구나.
저 해충.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 멀겠지만.
Wave 2 complete. Wave 3 incoming. The battle was long and grueling. Even Ricardo and his henchmen appeared visibly exhausted after the second wave. Big bro, we messed up. We never should have put you through this trouble in the first place. Don't worry about it, kid. You've taken a brother who came all the way from the south and guided him through the labyrinth that is H-Corp. I'd say you've done more than enough. No one could have expected that we'd be fighting the sweepers of all things. If we were able to withstand the sweepers, enemies that could give even the middle trouble. Practice makes perfect and perfection makes an expert, huh? Guess Hongyuan wasn't too off the mark. Man, we would have been long swept away by the horde if we were still new at this. Ishmael, who had been taking this brief downtime to check the sharpness of her harpoon, was right. We'd been through something like this before, fighting against an endless horde of enemies, long battles of attrition. It wasn't new. And that very experience was definitely an edge we had gained against these enemies. Of course. Can we even handle the third wave at this rate? There was no choice but to withstand it. Nothing was certain just yet. We still had the third wave to survive. Oh, carry out your sentences. As soon as we're done, survive the third wave. even when we're all basically in the same boat. That guy just can't help but have it out for us, huh? Why would I ever go? Third wave begins with it, and with it, the buildings suddenly begin to shift violently. What? Hold on, what's going on? The buildings are shifting! What's happening? I remember asking all of you guys to read the damn pamphlets. Buildings inside Corp shift every once in a while. I didn't know it would be like this, but still. Fortunately, it doesn't seem that the building we're in is shifting by much, Executive Manager. As soon as Otis finished, an errant building suddenly jutted violently from the ground, rising in a diagonal burst, and struck Ricardo square in the chest, sending him blasting off into the skyline. Oh God! Damn you! Mark my words, this is also going in the books! Ricardo wasn't the only one that got practically punched by a building. Big bro! The henchmen of the middle who had formed the defensive square to withstand the waves were blasting off in all directions. Or maybe were they falling? Or maybe they were falling. I wasn't even sure anymore. What is happening? The movement of the buildings has significantly reduced the enemy population in this area, Dante. This is an opportunity. Now that those irritating bastards are off our backs, I think this is definitely more doable now. I can feel the spirit rising among the sinners. Come on, yeah? Come on, let's do this. We've done this kind of fight 1,000 times. Final phase, people.
고작 터뜨려주지.
이제 깨우치시게.
넘고 무수히 넘고 얼마든지 꽃에 차라.
There we go.
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나.
I'm almost done, really.
겹겹의 줄 보이겠어.
Now you mention it, I don't think I've ever checked these guys. Okay, passive, liquefied body, reduce damage taken. If anyone died on his turn, heal 5% until heal 2 to 5% HP. For family, heal SB equal to the number of surviving sweepers. When joining wave 2, enter with 30 SB.
날개를 펼치고 발톱을 걸어.
놀랐어?
알지 못한 놈. 당신의 품격 끝이야.
혈염도 바로
Holy shit, we survived it. Oh, holy shit, we survived. Oh my god, first try too. Oh my god. Oh. What's that? The last of them. Current time is 0424 hours. About 10 minutes until the night in the back streets ends. But we can relax now, given that we survived the third wave. The buildings are also no longer shifting. Stability has been restored. We did it, Executive Manager. But bloody hell, finally! The sinners all collapsed to the ground from exhaustion. There was a Kajan here, but it's gone now. Despite the fact that we hadn't moved at all from our initial positions. There wasn't even a trace of it having been here. We realized that we'd been relocated on the top of a roof, as though we had all just awakened from the dream of sweeping a building that never existed. That was one hell of a battle, man. I thought it was done for. This is killing me. I don't know if we could have survived that hair-obsessed loon wasn't here to draw some of them away. But I guess we've got something to thank him for. So that's all they've got in a head-on battle. Art thou acquainted with these foes, young Ryoshu? OFC. I've heard of them. Their scent of blood was faint, but it cannot be. No. It would be best not linger over long on this thought. Why not? Dig deeper. Letting ephemeral inspiration slip through your fingers is the death of creativity. I said I won't linger on it. Don't rush me. Whatever. How uninspiring. Guys, now's not the time to bicker. Yoshu and Don Quixote's words were indeed unnerving, but we'd have plenty of time to discuss that once we return to the bus. If we can return in one piece. I'll be frank, that was impressive. I thought for sure you'd have been long swept away by now. Shiwa must have been waiting somewhere nearby to watch us die, because it did not take long for him to reappear before us. Perhaps they agreed upon a new deal while fending off the waves of sweepers. The Mile Branch and Zilu were both approaching us in an intimidating gait that contrasted with their earlier passivity. Damn it! Executive Manager, we've had too many high-risk, high-fatigue battles in succession. I hate to offer such disloyal advice, but it may be wise to avoid this battle at all costs. That don't seem like an option to me. I look around. Most of the sinners were either dead, trampled, or chopped to small, unrecognizable pieces. They were barely holding on at best. I can bring them back, I always do. But when they've completely surrounded us, I don't know if I can bring them back in time to protect me. They might just cut the sinners down as soon as they get back up. Well, this was well within my predictions. I can simply finish off anyone that hasn't been swept away. Now, a stage is set for my ascension. For the next 10 minutes, no sweepers, let alone anyone, is coming here. You know why? Because who in their right mind would leave their homes when the night in the back streets is still ongoing? And it looks like that even that annoying idiot from the middle's been taken care of too. Somehow. How much of this was your plan? How much, you ask? The whole thing, of course. All the way back to that construction site that blocked your path. You little shit. You little fucking shit. You have had the balls to not only set us up, but to attack us in the middle of the fucking night. I have never. Then at the same time, your people don't even belong to you. Part of this plan hinged on a hunch and a decently placed trap. I'll give you props. You're gutsy, but you're an idiot. The one who deceived that unscrupulous fool of your company, it was me. The one who put that pitiful Qing Tao who doesn't even have a family name with you, it was me. The one who contracted the Triax office to challenge you to a duel, it was me. And guess who it was that relayed your real-time location to all kinds of forces in the district? Yes, it was me. And this trashy lodging without a residential permit, all devised by none other than yours truly, using Corp's technology. I see. It's so good. It was so good, wasn't it? What a perfect strategy. What did you think? Aren't I great? Aren't I so utterly clever? You're an idiot and a dimwit. You don't brag if you have. You don't just brag like that. Even if you think you've won. At least wait till the job's done. This is exactly why I deserve to be the next family hierarch. A folly to speak those words. Ooh. I think we all know who's coming. I've seen it. You've seen it. An unfamiliar voice echoed from the dark. There was neither animosity nor hospitality, only utter serenity and nothing else. The speaker approached us, walking under the narrow ray of moonlight that shone between the shifted buildings. In his hand was a decapitated head illuminated by the pale light. Oh dang, he got Qing Tao. That's some pretty good karma. Blood dribbles from the severed neck, and the wide open eyes remain frozen in its final moments, filled with utter terror. He walks toward us in step with the drip of the blood. It can't be. Q. Holy shit. I knew Yi Hua was working for someone. It was him. Why do you have Qing Tao's head? I have brought back the wayward pet to his master, that it may once again be leashed. There is a serpent, my lord. Leave it. We needn't shoo it away. What? You were loaned the Heisho pack so that you may simply get in their way. No more. I see. Was there a sudden change of heart once you held the leash in your hands? To return to the Shi family side would be to your benefit. No, you knew everything all along? What, I must ask, is everything to you? Your vision is too limited for my lord's wisdom to comprehend. The wise fails to peer through the narrow-sighted eyes of the fool. But if by everything you refer to how you feigned abandonment from the Shi family to secure my lord's trust, indeed, it could be said that we do know everything. Don't kill me, please don't kill me. I will share with you my most guarded secrets. At the Shi family, it was right, the 10 Blades of the East. Yes, the. But Yi Hua could speak no more. God damn. For a serpentine blade struck from the umbra and separated his head from his torso with ease. God, I was wondering when he'd shut up. Good riddance. Little Yi Hua, have I not warned you time and time again to guard your tongue against the creeping desperation? I believe that we have gathered the intelligence we had hoped to collect, my lord. You needn't pursue the serpent, Yiwu. His voice boomed as he commanded those who appeared to be his officers. The tall, built man took a ponderous step from the shadows and stood before us. With an enigmatic expression, he wordlessly looked at Yi Hua's decapitated head, now lying on the ground, then at us. It was as though he was gazing upon the clouds or blades of grass. I shall take them with me. He picked up Yi Hua's decapitated head before gesturing at his officer with a nod. Ah, here it is, my lord. Wrap their heads with stasis wraps and decomposition won't set in anytime soon. And with those bandages, he begins to wrap them in its practiced motion. He does not pay us any heed, as though we weren't even worth the attention. Return to me once you are finished here. Return to me once you are finished here. Yes, my lord. Hold on, you can't just show up out of nowhere and... He did not reply, his eyes gazing, yet reflecting nothing but hollow emptiness. Just as he had emerged from the darkness, he vanished into the shadows, carrying 2 decapitated heads. God damn! few minutes, this Jaku stole the show. God damn, man.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다.
God damn.
의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니
Ooh, that's one.
내일은
Alliance.
더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
Things weren't looking any better. I could instinctively tell that they were different from anyone or anything we'd faced in Hongyuan so far. I don't suppose our lord left them alive only for us to slay them. Then perhaps it would be apt that I introduce myself, as it is common courtesy to do so. Call me Jigong. I am but a humble student of my lord, Master Q's teachings. My lord, Master Q. Somehow I was reminded of the discussion Qing Tao refused to finish. For when the far one comes, betwixt the burnt doors shall a star fall astray. As for the song, it's a song that's become rather popular in the back streets in the recent months. This is not the place to discuss matters. We'll hear the tale in a more appropriate setting later, should we come across it. Name's Dante, and their manager. I decided to speak up, struggling through the pressure. I instinctively had to find out as much as I could about that man from earlier. They introduced themselves as Manager Dante. I see. Your candidness is appreciated. Hilu, withdraw the Mao. It seems that we do not need... It seems that we need not contend with them at the moment. Very well. It seemed that they had the very same thought about us. Gil called Jaku, Mr. I ask again. Brick called him Jaku the Oro Farmer. Well, I'd say that sounds apt. Now, is that sufficient proof of our intent to engage in a brief discourse? To discuss some matters with you to mark a courtly ending to this encounter should be of benefit to us for the prospects of our future, so ask away, as they say. So, that's when Jashi Chun stepped forward, after having retreated from the domineering presence. So that's what those suspicious songs I heard in the backstreets were about. It's about you guys, wasn't it? So, are those lyrics true? So that is what you wish to know. Chi-Chun of the Jia family. It is said that you possess talent in rhetoric, yet walk a path clouded by concern and anxiety. Truly, your insignificance precludes your part in greatness. Wait, don't speak for me. I would have been the first to say anything if I thought she was wrong. Yes, my lady. Shi Yi-Wa. You're the one who sent him after us, right? Close, yet not exact. He was an agent of the Shi family, sent to spy on my lord's doings. We had bestowed him control of a Heisho pack, for we had found his conduct shallow and saw a means of learning more of the Shi family's machinations. Yet it seems that, once granted power, the boy mistook himself for a man with the wherewithal to represent the Shi family. So, you used him, just as he sought to use us. Though he was quite shallow in his strategy compared to our own. So, what now? I don't think you're looking to kill us, right? Now, nothing. Do whatever it was that you had sought to accomplish here. You're letting the two of your master's rivals go just like that? What a strange thing to say. Look around as I might, I fail to see any rivals here. Then, why did you order Yi-Wa to attack us? You said it yourself, we're not even your rivals. The manager inquires why you commanded Yi-Wa to carry out this assault against Limbus Company. They fear, yet they seek to gain understanding through that fear. Yet they remain wanting in a certain perspicacity. My lord has always said that if one learns not from a plight, then no discourse with them shall bear fruit. Instead of giving me a straight answer, Zigong left me with only a puzzling comment before she brushed past us. I've given you courtesy enough. This is a good time for us to depart. Now, do stay nicely within your borders as you have remained there thus far. I would greatly despise an odd splash of ink marring the great painting. With that, Zigong walked into the shadows cast beneath the forest of buildings. Zilu and the countless Heisho that had surrounded us also disappeared with them. Finally. I looked around just in time to see Otis collapse while the rest of the sinners were lay dead or barely clinging to life. And there was Jashi-chun, who had collapsed to the forest well, and Wei, who was tending to her wounds. And me, who somehow survived through all that without getting decapitated. And the night that put us through multiple brushes with death came to an end. The day breaks. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything that's happened. That Big Brother Chew. I see. Once the day broke, we decided to take a quick walk outside to recover a little from the exhaustion of the night. It was also to decide our course of action from here on, and we also had to decide if we wanted to travel with Jashi-chun, with whom we shared our destination. Well, did you forget how to make a concerned face or something? How are you maintaining that irritating poker face through the whole conversation? Of course not. Classic Jia family secrecy, huh? Always hiding something, and I bet you are too. If you are, you better spit it out now. I don't have the time to casually stroll about with my to-be enemy. Chi-chun, as I've always said, the seat of the family hierarchy is of no... Fine. Even if you're lying, I do know that you haven't prepared anything for your assignment anyway. Changing the subject. Jaji-chun, who was chatting with Hongwu, methodically slowed down enough to walk right next to me, as though she was executing steps of a plan. You lead my brother's faction, don't you? About what I wanted to talk to you about earlier. I guess I do. For now, I guess. Earlier? Oh, is this about our conversation back at the Kishan? Brother, translations, please. Of course, Dante is unquestionably your manager. Great. Let me make a proposal then. Become my faction for the duration of the family hierarchy evaluations. Help me out. What? Can we do that? Can we do that? Why not? You guys managed to stall even the sweepers. That means you command a formidable force. Besides, you're headed to the family mansion anyway, aren't you? You just don't know what to do once you get there. And as for competition, well, my brother doesn't care about the whole thing anyway. So why don't you join me? Help me become the family hierarch. I'm not like our other older siblings. I always pay my debts, whether that's for a favor or for a grudge. If you can't trust me, I'm happy to make a written... Can we do that, Faust? Faust deems Jashi-chun's plan, her explanation of it, at least, rather flawless. Having such an ally at the apex of her wing will be a great boon to Limbus Company as well. I guess so. Then I don't see any reason to refuse her offer. Hongwu, who's been listening in our conversation, boiled the discussion down to a clearer explanation and related to Jashi-chun. Perfect. It is said that formation of such alliances should come with a grand banquet to mark the occasion and to cement the upcoming coalition. The banquet's on me. Once we get closer to the central zone, let's find a nice kishan to discuss our future ventures together. You're Dante, right? Let's make this thing work. Let's. I was still bewildered by the turn of events, but Jashi-chun reached out for a handshake with such earnestness that I found myself almost drawn to shake her hand in return. Now that I think about it, this is the first time we ever made ourselves an ally that wasn't specifically selected by the company, huh? Well, if that's the case, I really hope we can have at least one ally who doesn't meet a terrible end. After the banquet, we walked out of the Kishan to find the Mephistopheles waiting for us in the middle of the road. Wow, man. I never thought about it, but now that it's just standing like this in the middle of the street, it really stands out, doesn't it? Is this your usual ride? Glad to see you're all safe. Stout and Pilot walked out from inside the bus. So, did you guys take care of the business? I have so more pressing things to talk about. Listen well. Do you have any idea how much trouble your subordinate's little connection? Yes, Miss Faust already gave me a report. Pilot? Oh boy. Yes, ma'am? By the way, he's awkwardly stepping forward. He's probably already got a hell of a talking to from Sound. Yo, mighty sorry about that, y'all. I've only ever been a part of eradication missions, never in this espionage business, so... Pilot, what did I say about mixing excuses into an apology? Forget what I said! Real mighty sorry, for real! This Qingtao guy approached me and sweet-talked me into going along with that plan of his. So I got too cocky, assuming that I knew better than my seniors. I'm sorry, too. I forgot he's still a new guy in the business. Of course he'd be prone to making these mistakes. Looks like we'll both be writing letters to explain our failure together, huh? You're both getting disciplined for this. This disciplinary action is unlikely to be anything of significance. The LCB thing came out unscathed, all things considered. However, it is likely that they may have to work for half a year without pay. Pilot definitely gets paid by stuff. Oh, no! Oh, come on! You'd be right, but god damn, man, in my chat, I consider it a win if all we're getting is stock pay. Next time, I do promise. Next time, I'm gonna get real good at this job. I'm gonna become someone who can actually provide good assistance, yo. Of course, pilot, you really should. In fact, you'll have no choice but to become a contributing member of the team when I'm done with you. Let's really get to it, huh? No one's dying or getting fired under my watch as long as I'm their manager. I'll make sure of that. Yeah. Oh, right. Almost forgot to tell you, Saud. It's real important business stuff. Going forward, we're gonna... Oh, yeah. I was gonna bring that up sooner or later. We just got orders from the LCA. Saud produced a small device from her pockets and began reading from it. Upon arrival at the central zone of H-Corp, the LCB will participate in the family hierarchy evaluation with a candidate. We were going to anyway, but now this busting faction is gonna be the LCB will present the following center as their chosen candidate. Center number 6, Hongwu. What? What? You can't do that! What the hell? You, all of you, I'm gonna make you throw up everything you just ate, you assholes! God damn, it's already midnight. Already at Kanto 8, huh? Timing's a bitch. We almost took a whole month to get here. God damn, boy. Almost 10,000. God damn, boy. Kanto 9 might release in December. Yeah, I saw the roadmap. Kanto 9 was mentioned to be released mid-December. For now, I definitely am stocked for Walpurgis for a little bit. But I'm definitely going to need to reevaluate my current priorities, especially with the current state of Dawn, Ryoshu, Otis, and Gregor. They need replacements. Fast. Okay, the current status is 33 nodes, with 8-20 being a dungeon node. After that, it's basically the prelude to some of the harder fights in the game. I'm buying the pass at the start of December when I get paid. Rick, are you sure you're already at tier 120? You still need the, you still need the pass to be able to access the extra tiers worth of stuff. Has that not occurred to you? I just want to get that straight, I just want to make that point clear. Because at the moment, I have 110 Eagle Shard crates. Not sure how much I'm going to get out of that. Actually. No, not yet. Not yet. For now, I think I'm good. I've already spent my mirror dungeon bonuses. And I've already fulfilled my quota. For now, for the time being. just cash these modules out. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna have to wrap up this stream. It's getting late. We've already finished the Intervallo. Almost have 10,000 worth of lunacy in the process. God damn. It's definitely a lot to take in. I'm at like 900 plus crates in the past. I can't skip on that. Yeah, you might need to hurry on, you know, considering your options, because the next Kanto rolls over, you're going to lose half of that. You know, I'm not sure if I have the energy to constantly be doing mirror dungeons just for, you know, crates. Like a measly few crates at that. I'm just saying, it's not exactly the sort of thing I want to be doing. Oh shit, it's Q. Oh shit. Hey Gale, you're a little late, if you were even watching, but I finished the sweeping on my first try. I also beat Ricardo on my first try, if you can imagine that. So yeah. I'm basically standing at the current Kanto, Kanto 8. Oh shoot. Oh, you were watching? Dang. Alright. The threads are... Meanwhile, Brick, the threads are still welcome. Man, threads aren't exactly gonna help me. I kinda need ego shards that I can use, not threads I can get for a dime a dozen. I'm telling you. Anyways, I'm thinking I want to hold on to my boxes because I don't think I have enough to put into Roja. And I'm not going to be spending any of those shards until I get her identity from Walpurgis. That and Dawn's ID as well. Meanwhile, I have yet to get anything for Ryoshu and Otis. Otis, I'm hoping I can get Magic Bullet, but that's a long shot. So I mean, like, besides Queen of Hatred and their Queen of Hatred and Knight of Despair, who else should I be getting? Who else should I be looking forward to in the Walpurgis dispensary? I gotta ask. Just please. You will get some crates next event. Yeah, I know that part. But I have to ask, after I possibly get Knight of Despair Rojan and Queen of Hatred Dawn, who should I invest in? Like, who do I get? Full stop Heathcliff and full stop Hongwu. Okay, hold on. And some moment Yi-Sung. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. What about Ryoshu's Lobotomy Ego and Otis's Magic Bullet? What about those two? Oh, let me clarify. Because last I checked, their Freischutzi's pretty dangerous compared to his brother. So that's saying something. Huh, I didn't see your chat for a sec. Hold on. You mentioned Magic Bullet, didn't you? Oh, yeah. So, the must-haves are Solemn Lament, Red Eyes, Magic Bullet, but there's also Love and Hate, Short Sharpened with Tears, and the Full Stop Duo. Very good. His brother's very good, too. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind if I can roll Yi-Sung. But for now, you think I should Roja is the best singing identity. I can tell. She saved my bacon against the last night. And for the end portion of Kanto 4, I might add. Or no, Kanto 5. She saved my ass for the tail end of Kanto 5. I'll give her that. I'm thinking, yeah, first purchases, first chance I get, I am going to get Dawn and Roja. Then I'm thinking, Isung's feels like he's already covered. I kind of need to fill in the gaps. So I'm thinking either Red Eyes Ryoshu or Magic Bolt Otis. Solemn Lament would be nice though. Like, goddamn. I desperately need a gap filler in case I have an exclusive situation that requires these 4 again. Because I swear to God, man, I nearly felt my heart fucking drop when it came to the first mandatory member section. You know, you should focus on building a sinking or rupture team since you got some identity for both teams. Hold on, is Dawn really? Dawn's a rupture. Ah, she's right there! Fuck! Anyways, I gotta keep my eyes out for next week's thing. Honest charge, don't bother. I don't know. Even without charge, she's pretty dangerous on her own. Like, I've seen this ego in, I've seen his identity in action. She is dangerous when she wants to be. She wipes the floor with fodder. And since she's ruptured, she's practically a walking machine gun. Forget bleed, she'll kill you. And besides, I already got enough shards saving for her. I wasn't planning on getting any of the other identities on standard fare. I was thinking maybe Sync South Association South Section 5 or T Corp Class 3. Or hell, maybe W Corp, but since Walpurgis is coming up, I would like to get this Dawn identity first, then the others. But that's up to chance if I'm really willing to go on the extract. More or less. That's probably a determinant, but you know how it is. I would recommend Lament Yi-sung if you pick Roja because he is more consistent. Yeah, but at the time, my resources are heavily divided. Look at this shit, man. Yi-sung's 350 shards short. Roja is a whole 481. I'm a little short on resources to divide these boxes, by the way. I just want to point that out. I desperately need something to fill the gaps. Because I don't want to be caught with my pants down when it comes to the 4 worst unequipped sinners. Because my luck is shit. Gregor, Don, Ryoshu, Otis. I'm a little unprepared to use these 4, by the way. F it, Dawn Lobotomy Ego. I already have her resources. I can't really just convert this shit. She's the first one I'm gonna get, but for now, I gotta stack my crates, I gotta stack my lunacy, and I gotta pray to God I get lucky on the next few spins. Cause goddamn, I need gold or WALP IDs. I cannot understate how desperately I need this stuff, okay? Anyways, I am going to wrap this stream up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream Kanto 8 in a timely manner. So I might be taking a break for a few days, at least. At least for now. Okay? I just want to get that straight. I could be speaking with y'all soon, but I might be focusing on Mirror Dungeon off screen. I'm just saying. Anyways, I'm going to end the stream and I'm going to be seeing y'all next time. Bye and woman.